Hi, Twitch. Just give me a minute. I am eating cheesy bread. Yes, cheesy bread is delicious. It is Detroit style, deep dish. It tastes a touch greasy, but is otherwise very good. Please hold. Da 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 da. Please hold. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing tonight?
Good.
Terraria.
You're playing Terraria.
Yes.
I was playing Hades earlier. That game is enjoyable. My heart was broken by Dusa. I will never forgive her. Today's Eric voice is commercial Eric. And it's also going to be my
Are you
personality.
gonna sell me some car insurance?
No, I'm going to sell you a mattress on President's Day. Come on down to the mattress warehouse that is definitely not a front for underground gambling. Why are there mattress stores?
Gotta buy a mattress.
Who doesn't just order a mattress online?
Well, they have to order it from a store.
Your parents that want to go lay on each bed before they choose it.
It's the same logic of why are there stores specifically only for wristwatches?
There's not. You just order a watch online.
No. I have been to 3 different ones in the same street.
You lie. There must have been a lot of old people in your neighborhood. In that neighborhood.
Rich old people. Rich old people. What's the most expensive thing? The most expensive things on most like famous people's entire wardrobe is their watch, because their watch is like $100,000 for some reason.
I'd rather die than spend more than $5 on a watch. I will only buy a watch from a gas station in Florida, okay? That's the most expensive watch I will ever buy.
I mean, do you have a phone?
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm just saying.
Look, no. You betray me. No!
I'm gonna really piss you off, Mr. Boomer. I have a smartwatch. And a regular watch. That's nice.
I have a regular watch that I got as like a parting gift once, and I just wear it whenever I go to interviews or have to be fancy.
I mean, you're not wrong. My wife bought me a Citizen watch for our wedding as a gift, and I only wear it when we go somewhere.
Oh no. My roommate's in my office staring at me.
Assert dominance.
Assert
Now
dominance.
he's staring out the
Talk
window
about
looking
watches
really
as well.
sad.
Oh no.
You can tell that
Assert
he's...
dominance by talking to him about watches.
Hey, bud, we're talking about watches. In the pregame chat, as I wait for 2 players, I'm going to give one of the players in the chat. I'm going to give the other player a couple more minutes. He's probably going to sit here and watch, but that's pretty normal for people to watch this game. So he's staring at this game. He's judging. He just saw Michael Moose.
Yes!
He can't hear you guys because I'm wearing headphones, and they all just laughed when you laughed in my news. Because, yes, yeah, we're going to start without you, Luke. I have a rule that specifically we start the game if you're not here, regardless of how early or late you are.
I thought Jin said that he might be late a few sessions because of work.
Oh,
so.
God, he did.
So that's
Okay.
probably all it is.
Okay. We'll get started here. Okay. Who wants to do the recap of last session? Yes, I am streaming this on Twitch, by the way. Okay?
Nice.
Yeah, and, so who wants to give the recap of last session? Because I can't remember it.
Oh.
I feel like the DM's supposed to remember it.
What are you talking?
You should remember it.
I can't remember it, though. He's
right.
sassing me for not remembering it.
Since we're all either too scared to say it or nobody remembers, let's just start out by breaking this mystery down. Where did we start?
I remember. I was just saying.
Oh.
All I remember is soundboard.
All I remember is wow.
I remember.
So, if
Yes, go on.
I was gonna say, essentially, we took over a Star Destroyer, took the head off it, left the rest to be blown to pieces. It had a bit of a thing with the Chiss spy, which was a bit of a tense moment for the party all around, because we kept debating what the fuck we were doing with her. Then we got to Corellia and did some negotiations. Then I burned some zombies.
You know, typical post-apocalyptic stuff, burning a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, we were just around just murdering them, so why not?
And the boys burning zombies.
I seriously-
You guys did that without me.
I seriously considered for a whole minute saying that you guys had to manually kill every rat ghoul in that district, one by in a fight.
Don't punish yourself like that, DM.
It was over 1,000 rat ghouls. It would have not been pretty. But I just said, nah, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, there was a lot of personal drama. There was some personal drama too. A lot of after you guys helped to negotiate the Corellia Prime government joining the GFFA. And what was I gonna say? The entire planet, like overnight, started transforming in the most literal way, in the most literal sense possible. And it's like everywhere there are construction stuff. We're gonna open up today's game. I'm going to say instead of the Arcadian Eagle and the Ebon Hawk being docked and instead of them being docked at your typical spaceport, you guys have, after getting your hands on the warehouse district, and clearing it out, you are now have it docked in an area with a cleared warehouse. So you basically have a dedicated landing zone on Corellia. And that's where we're going to start off today's session. Who wants to do something?
Oh, there's one more. Declan cuts off the head of the last rat ghoul. Like, thank God.
It was a little one, too. It was really sad.
Well, you know. You gotta get them before they get any cuter.
The last words were,
They're not cute. They're already dead.
No, they're not. They're alive.
I
No,
would
they're
imagine its
already
last
dead.
words are going to be something like,
Yeah, it was kind of like that, but it was like,
I can see through the force. They all are covered in dark side whatevers that have been.
Actually, they just have an emoji over their head that's a sad face.
Oh, well, that's very unique. Veclin does not ponder this anymore and continues to slaughter them.
But yeah, you've been clearing that. You've had a few encounters with the rat ghouls in the district after. What the hell was that? After that, my dad just texted me. Did I stop the? Yes, I shut the oven off. For fuck's sake. So, what are you guys doing now? Other than Izu like putting up, I imagine Izu's like putting up stakes and planning stuff. Or, well, you know what? I'm just gonna ask one by one. Isaac, what are you doing?
I don't know.
What is Isaac thinking about?
I think, considering recent information he's gotten, he's gonna set up a shooting range.
So, this would be kind of an impromptu shooting range. So I just imagine that you've picked out an area. There's like a street in your territory on Corellia now, and you just like there's like a old brick, old concrete slash.
I'm just grabbing pieces of scrap metal and spray painting bullseyes onto them.
And you probably set up a few bottles and you're shooting away. Pow, pow, pow. Roll me 3 attacks. Hey, yeah, it's enough to hit 3 beer bottles, for sure.
Yes, the lowest of AC creatures.
The beer bottle, the humble beer bottle. What is Isaac thinking about when he's doing this?
It's probably a lot of anger. Those beer bottles are probably more than just beer bottles in his eyes.
Ah. So I like to imagine that one of your targets you painted is a big, fat, slimy hut. So tell me, when was the last time Isaac saw a hut?
Probably 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Was this, were you working for them? Or was this an antagonistic relationship?
It's in my backstory.
I don't remember everybody's backstory.
We was working for him. We was working for the Huts. Huts go bye-bye. We were out of a job. I just went and started a farm for 8 years.
Now that's interesting. I think it, in this moment, occurs to you, Isaac, that if the Huts hadn't left, you never would have retired, most likely. And you have wasted years under your belt because they left. And in that sense, I think you're realizing in this moment, you could have a realization in this moment that the Huts very much betrayed you and all of the gank on a personal level. They were there, although there was an antagonistic relationship between the two, the Huts, the entire gank economy had the Huts as the cornerstone, and the gank were an afterthought. Not even an afterthought. They were just abandoned when the Huts left. It's kind of extremely bullshit. And now one of your oldest friends is gone. So roll me another attack with that. 24 is more than enough to shoot a bullet right between that hut, the spray-painted hut silhouette, right between its stupid, fat, droopy, asymmetrical, disgusting monster eyes. So let me ask you a question. Does Isaac feel motivated to go to Varn?
I lost that last bit of what you said.
Does Isaac feel motivated to go to Varl?
Yeah.
What's Isaac gonna do when he goes to Varl?
Tear shit the fuck up until he finds best start.
Damn straight. So, we're gonna go back down the list. 1 second. I will be right back, you guys. I'm sorry. I will be right back. I have things going on.
Alright. There might be a time I might walk away too. Just for quickly. My wife has got like a stomach bug and she's sick right now, so
Oh.
Get it out.
she's attempting to.
Should I buy 5 Steam keys? The random like Steam key thing, you know what I'm talking about?
What?
What?
It's like $5 and you can get 5 Steam keys that are random.
Oh, that. I thought you were saying stinkies. Like what?
Apparently it's one game guaranteed to be at least $25 and 4 games guaranteed to be at least $10, and it's $5 right now.
Well, why wouldn't you that? Wow.
Because then I have to spend $5.
I would roll the dice.
Alright, might as well. I need a little excitement in my life after all.
Maybe we'll
It's
get
either this or go to the casino and lose everything.
you will gain something from this.
I will lose $5.
Wow.
It is guaranteed that you will lose $5.
Okay. So, who's next? Is Luke here yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me, what's Senthil up to?
Senthil's gonna think about how we just spent so much time shooting stuff and look at Isith shooting stuff and wonder how he didn't get tired of shooting stuff with all the shooting
Well,
stuff
this
we
is
were
after
doing.
like a week-long break.
I think still. Senthil's still a little tired of shooting stuff. He's just gonna have
Well, you could probably also
some
tell that
lunch.
he's pissed.
In that case, I'll also bring Isith some lunch.
So, I'm going to presume you go down to the burger joint, which has, how do I phrase this? The burger joint is being rebuilt brick by brick. And your friendly Gamorrean, he brings up your usual order after you guys eat here because you guys eat here so often. And, as you are ordering something, Harv shows up. She, and, I'm going to presume that you go to your little rundown warehouse district, you find like a ledge to eat on. You're eating your Gamorrean burger, which is not made out of Gamorreans, it's made by Gamorreans.
Could be both.
No. No.
Not quite.
I like the
Nerf.
pause.
Nerf.
The definite no.
Made of Nerf.
It's made of Rhodians! Da da da!
No, it was made out of Nerf.
Nerf or nothing.
Nerf forgot it.
Almost all the meat on Corellia is made out of Nerf. Because Leia mentioned Nerfs once, therefore every animal involving Han Solo is a Nerf.
Of
So,
course.
that's how Star Wars works. You mentioned that he says the word Corellian once, and everything has to be Corellia for him.
You
Of
can
course.
trace every Nerf back to a scruffy-looking Nerf herder.
So, as you're eating your burger, Harv shows up.
Hey Harv, what's up?
She's got a box.
Oh, where'd you get that?
I got it for you.
For me?
Yeah,
Where?
at a store.
Is there a gift shop?
No, it's not a gift shop, you idiot.
Words hurt. Well, thank you for the gift, Steve.
Yeah,
I'll open it up.
it's a cupcake.
Aww.
She brought you a cupcake.
This is a perfect dessert to my amazing lunch of burger.
She said, I saw this cupcake. I thought you needed a cupcake.
Did you get something for yourself too?
I can't eat.
Wait, where'd you get the money to buy this cupcake, Steve?
I stole it.
Just like your old man.
Anarchy. I don't even know what anarchy means, but I
All right,
love
I'll
it.
eat the cupcake, and hopefully it doesn't have like anarchy laxatives in it or something. Does anything happen when I eat the
No,
cupcake?
it just tastes like a pretty good cupcake. It's not the best cupcake, but it's a pretty good cupcake.
This is amazing, Harv.
She's gonna roll fucking insight on you. You lied to her.
Oh no.
Say thank you. I'm glad you like the cupcake. My friend is staring at me like,
Oh no.
my friend is staring at my Twitch stream.
I don't know why that GIF
What
is
is it?
cropped so
What's the name?
poorly.
Under.
What?
What's the name under?
Earthy Turtle.
Oh, okay.
He wants to. I think he's gonna watch it on Twitch.
He
So-
wants to watch it in real time and on Twitch.
He should leave a lot of cool comments.
No, I think he wants to
Yeah.
watch it on the couch in the living room and not be in my fucking office because there's no chair in here. So, moving down the line.
Ex Revo Band. What are you doing?
There's an answer to that question, is the funny thing. And it involves Jin's character. So,
Makes sense.
Don't worry about him. He
Isu,
hasn't checked in at all.
Isu, what are you doing?
Isu.
Isu, what are you doing? Okay, he's
I forget I was easy for a second.
I hate it when that happens.
That happens to me all the
Oh.
time.
Yeah, that's not me. That's oh wait, that is me. But no, Izu is literally just on the base, spending time with his friends when he can, but spending time, aka equals he's building shit. Yeah, he's like he claimed for the warehouses before, has torn them down, is currently in the process of I'll say he built that hangar space initially. And now he's on the process of upgrading into a proper hangar, I guess, with a workshop.
So, you are watering something, and CC is nearby. She's watching you wire. You have to go do something else somewhere, and when you come back, the wiring's all completely different. It's all completely organized. All of the wires are sorted. It's like
He used wire ties to keep everything tidy.
it's completely unjawaified, and CC is sitting nearby, acting like nothing has changed.
He lets out the most horrific Jawa-esque scream of panic, and is like, "Everything's tied together. How will I know? Ah, no,
It's
no.
organized. It's organized, CC said.
It's choked. You're choking the lifeblood of the machine."
Electricity does not work that way, Izu.
I'm not talking about electricity. I'm talking about the soul of this robot.
It's so much
Okay, it's not a robot.
It's a
not a
wall,
robot. It's a building, but
Izu.
it's still the same difference.
She looks at you and says, Izu, walls do not have souls.
Here, I thought you would be better. Yeah, he gives an exaggerated head shake, like, how could you?
She's gonna look at you and she's gonna try to push you over. She's just gonna try to shove you over. Roll an athletics check.
Acrobatics to avoid it?
No.
Darn it. Hey, I still beat it.
So she just kind of shoves you, and now she's gonna roll a dexterity saving throw to not fall over herself. I'm gonna. What's your tech save? It's way higher than that.
Higher than a 14.
So
Yeah.
she goes to push you over, and she instead falls backwards. And she falls straight on her back.
I walk over to her and like offer, try to help her up.
She's like, why are you so stubborn? You help her up, and she says, why are you so stubborn?
He cocks his head. Is there a reason I shouldn't be?
Well, why don't you just listen to me?
Did you listen to me?
No. I didn't
Right?
listen
We don't
to
have
you.
a reason to listen to each other, so we just do whatever we think is best, right?
I think it'd be best if you listened to me.
And I think it would be best if I kept doing what I'm doing. I've yet to fail, so I'm enjoying it.
That's gonna bite you in the ass one day.
He looks at his own butt like, I don't think so.
You can't just keep succeeding. Bad things are gonna happen to you.
No, they won't. And if they do, I'll fix it.
What if you can't fix it? What if you
Mm.
get hurt?
Then I get hurt.
I don't want you to get hurt easy.
He just, it kind of like walks away for a sec, brings a crate over, sets it down, steps up to it, and pats her on the head.
It's a real long setup.
She's gonna say, okay, so I'm gonna prove that you can fail.
Okay.
She goes back and she comes back with a power cell and a fork, and she says, stick this fork in this power cell.
What am I supposed to be doing?
I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Prove to me that you are immortal and can't fail. Right now. Stick the fork in the power
Okay.
cell.
I take
Roll
the
a
fork,
luck check.
and before he stabs it into it, he's going, just this fork? Just that? I can't do anything else?
No, you can't do anything else.
Aw. See, that's not, I can't do anything. That's, I can only do one thing, and it's to fail. But okay, he stabbed it.
Roll a luck check. If you roll net 20, I'm going to personally fight you as a player.
I don't.
Okay. You take 8 electrical damage. And she shoves you
I
out of
take
the way.
half
And she's,
because I'm a.
oh my god.
Because I'm the main character.
I take half because I have resistance to electric damage.
I swear to God. So you get mildly toasted. And she says, how are you alive? How are you
That was
alive?
actually nice.
She starts shaking you, screaming, how are you alive?
I was born from a Mama Jawa and a Papa Jawa
My
who
God.
loved each other very much. Then I came out.
She shakes you harder. She's like, what is wrong with you? You actually did
Yeah.
it.
You told me to do it.
She starts crying. She's like, I wasn't being serious. What was wrong
Well,
with
how
you?
was I supposed to know that?
It was what the hell's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm Izu.
She's like, we gotta I have to find. Do you have any living relatives?
There's Mama, there's Grandma, there's cousin Julie, there's cousin Tom,
Oh no.
cousin Itumisaka, Uncle B, Uncle Bo, Uncle Shrala.
There's approximately 200 living cousins that you proceed to list.
Yeah.
3 hours.
And they are all cousins by blood, too. None of these
Yep.
are adopted. And she says,
Yep.
good lord! How?
What? What?
When's the last time you saw family? You should maybe talk to your grandma about these problems you're having. It seems like...
I did.
Oh my god.
I had talked to her about my first problem, and then she said, oh, no, you have to make it bigger. You see, Grandmama used to travel the stars like I did, which is why I'm doing it now. And I think there was something about like a Trandoshan who she used to make out with.
Cece begins hitting her head against the wall. And she's just saying, why are the hot ones so stupid? Well, so we're going to go down the list to Veclin now.
Oh, question: does me upgrading the hangar to have a workshop require anything, or is that just done?
I'm going to say that between everything in this warehouse district, you would have found enough equipment over time to begin a creative workshop. Easy enough. Like, this is a whole warehouse district and minor industrial area that you have stolen.
Hey, we paid for it.
No, you didn't. You literally didn't.
Yeah, I paid 50 credits.
Oh my god.
He paid 50 credits and blackmail.
You shot a guy in the foot?
That's
blackmail.
not important here.
We're the good guys. That's all that matters.
He paid them in 50 credits, hush money for blackmail, and a bullet in the foot.
They got paid 41 times over, technically, so they're, yeah.
So anyway, down to Veclin.
Veclin, how long are we in this warehouse?
I'm going to just say that it's been, since last session, let's just say 5 days.
Okay. So, over this time, Veclin has kind of created a tiny little, like a little place for him to hang out, a little like shrine-ish. It's very cluttered. It's kind of full of his stuff. It's not like necessarily. It's kind of a mess, but it's like an organized mess. And in this little area, he's just sitting there, and he's been meditating for most of these days, thinking, reaching out with the Force, trying to just kind of see through the Force anything. But in his actual thoughts over these days, he spends his time trying to focus on his friend that he went to Mustafar with originally, Tinius. Wayland he knows as part of the Knights of the Ren, but nobody knows where Tinius is. And he will just focus and try to see what he can figure out.
So,
Obviously very cryptic or whatever, but
for these 5 days, roll me a force check each day. So, early on, within this second day, you reach out with the Force. Reach out. On the second day of your meditations, trying to reach out, and you're not entirely sure what you're trying to accomplish. You know that Jedi can communicate. You know that Jedi can communicate across long distances. Other Force users have done great telepathic feats in the past. Telepathic, that's the right word. Thank goodness. Oh my god. Telepathy and sensing people at long distances is always a questionable thing. Because it's a known phenomenon where if you are speaking with somebody over a holocom, it's interesting because many Force users in the past have demonstrated an ability to sense people if they're directly speaking to them. It seems when people are able to address each other, they're able to connect in the Force more directly. So, choking somebody from across the galaxy with the Force, or telepathically communicating with them, it's easy because if you are talking to them, if you are aware of their presence and you have a vague idea of where they are. So distance, it's under the right circumstances, it's not a problem. But you don't know where Tinius is. You don't know what happened to Tinius. You don't know if Tinius is alive or dead. And you are reaching out with the Force. And 25 has arrived. On this day, you are immersing yourself in the Force as much as you are comfortable doing. And your sight in the Force extends and reaches out. You are able to hear all of the little creatures of this world. The rats, the cats, the hustle and bustle of the city in all directions around you. And there's a very brief moment where it's almost a little too much.
Right.
And you feel something. You feel just a little bit of sadness from what you are trying to seek. There is a sense of sorrow that fills your soul. And you snap back to yourself. And you don't know if you made a connection with Tinius, but it felt like that there is more to know in regards to Tinius. And it's something very sad.
Spends probably the next 3 days just giving casual help to anyone in the camp that probably needs it, and then would spend 3 days, the rest of any time, just training. So just being disciplined.
So, as you train, how are you training?
He would have like set up like sort of like a sort of like mock like tower kind of in his little dojo, and he's got his lightsaber and he's swinging it just ever so close to not actually hit the thing. It's like practicing precision and stuff like that.
So, Izu. You hear, Izu, you hear... No, it's more like...
He like pops up from like welding something and like, oh, turns it on.
And that's
Hello.
the comms from the front gates of your district.
He calls over to Book to finish this small task and like goes over to the gate, kind of waddling over. He opens the door. Hello.
You open these giant gates at the front of the district, and you see a person, darker skinned, wearing robes and thick leather gloves. He's just standing there and he says, "Hello?
Welcome.
Is this the Azure Sparrows compound?"
I'm Izu, Master Jawa.
I'm Carnux. I'm Carnuxin. I was wondering is this the compound where Veclin is?
Do you want to give him something? Do you want to sell him something? Like
I want to speak with him.
about?
Well, I felt something through the Force happen here a few days
Oh,
ago.
shaman magic. Okay, you don't need to tell me about that. I don't get it. Okay, come on.
You know, as you're walking, he says, "You know, the Force is connected to everybody. You can benefit even if you can't use the Force from understanding how it
No
works.
thanks.
Why not?
I don't want it.
You have it.
Okay. He keeps waddling.
What the hell is wrong with this? What's wrong with this show? Why is he...
People assume Izu cares about things, but he doesn't, and that
So do you
surprises
lead
them.
him to Veclin's little shrine and temple he's been building up?
Yep.
Uh,
Veclin!
Kind of like distracts him for a moment. He watches like the lightsaber like slices off just a small little hunk off this little totem. Turns the lightsaber
Veclin!
off.
Veclin! Over here! Here! Over here! No! Over here! He's like
I-
waving his arms.
It's like, yes, I know you're there. Thank you. Who comes to see me today?
Chuka, or whatever his name is. I forget.
He looks down and he says, "That might be racist, but I don't know.
No, no, is it racist?
I don't know," he says, looking at
I
you.
don't either, so you tell me.
And as I get closer, I would probably recognize the figure again.
He looks at you and says, "I heard you crawling out in the forest a couple days ago. You were very loud about it."
Well, I'm looking for something. It's hard to do anything quietly.
He says, "Let's go for." He looks at you and says, "Let's go for a walk. Might do you some good."
As you wish, and I will accompany Tar.
So as he's walking, he looks at you and says, "I'm a bit of a collector. I've been studying artifacts strung in the Force for a while. When I touched your lightsaber, I saw quite a bit."
Yes.
"And when you reached out in the Force, I heard quite a bit. An echo of sadness? Was it yours or someone else's?"
Well, I'm reaching out because I am worried. I may have sensed sadness back, but I have not. I'm not sure exactly. I'm looking for somebody. It's gone missing.
I won't pry too much on that. I need to... What? How do you meditate?
Just focus on like one thing. And if you sit there and you think long enough about something, your consciousness reaches out by millimeters at a time, but eventually it encompasses everything. You can sense everything around you if you just focus and you think about it.
There is a curiosity there as a Mira Luca. Is it comfortable for you to meditate?
It's interesting. Obviously, you probably can deduce I cannot see, and I can only see so far. But as I've become stronger in the Force, my vision has been able to stretch out farther. And if I sit and focus, I can sense just like anyone else. I can see forever and see into the cosmos, but I can feel the living things. It is a overwhelming, overstimulating process. It's one of those things that it's hard to sit there and focus, but if you go through it and you stay with it, you might be able to find something.
I think you might have an issue that is making it difficult for you to meditate in ways similar to others. I hope you don't think wrong of me for saying this.
I'm curious.
Are you familiar with the Barando sages?
Barado sages.
On the planet Doran, there used to be an order of sages strong in the Force.
I don't
They
think so.
practiced a methodology of using the Force that their meditation methods were unparalleled compared to any other Force using sect that I know of.
Okay.
In particular, they would practice sensory deprivation.
Becklin, if this person is Force sensitive in that way, would probably definitely feel a little tremor of the Force of like a fear of being sensory deprivated, but yeah.
You can't do that as a Mira Luca.
in a way. It
So-
has happened to me. I have been cut off from my senses, but I don't think I have the ability to do it myself, or even want to.
Do you want to really reach out? It would be something I would look for if I were you. There's also another method that they used. One that's... I'm going to try to phrase this in as delicate a manner as possible. They practiced a method known as sensory overload meditation.
Okay.
The purpose was to overload one's senses to the point where they had to shut out everything around them.
I see. Being able to force above it, you mean?
Indeed. And again, I can't help but feel with your physical blindness, you have an inhibition there that makes that difficult for you.
Because I always am seeing, then yeah. I feel like that option seems
Touch more
interesting to
tangible.
me. Yeah.
At any rate, I have to ask. I've been on quite a bit of a journey myself. Do you... I saw things, that lightsaber, when I touched it. So I'm going to ask you, before I act on this information,
Okay.
do you know where the Jedi are?
Yes. I've met them.
I saw.
What is with this music?
Saw.
I saw when I touched your lightsaber. Are you their enemy?
I am not the enemy of the Jedi.
I saw you fighting one.
If it is fair for me, and if I will be honest, do not have recollection of everything that I have done.
You actually know what he's talking about. You have recollection of this. This was when you sparred with Rey.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. My bad. Yeah, I do remember.
He thought it was about the other Jedi fights.
Yeah. There you go. Yes, of course I remember. I tried to learn from them because they are much more capable than I. I fought that Jedi, and I have narrowly escaped fighting another Force user. But then there are other fights in my past that I do not remember. It is something I'm trying to figure out. Why do you ask?
I wish to meet them.
And I have to ask you, why do you want to meet them? It is only fair.
It has long been my ambition to join.
To join them.
Yes.
I see. Do I sense anything like her alignment?
And this is a man. Stop misgendering, Joe.
It's
You
funny.
actually, he's a light blue. You know, I would say this. He's a light, kind of aquamarine. I'd say
Okay.
there's like more like a teal, maybe a cyan. There's
Man's
definitely.
just listing every blue he knows.
I'm listing every bluish green I know, greenish blue I know. There's a
Turquoise.
turquoise. It's definitely on the lighter side of things.
Just
And it's unambiguously light too. It's not a corrupted form of the with
Sure.
the first 5.
sure. I'm just trying to find the make sure I find the name exactly, if I can find them. I'm trying to find the name of the person from Rise of Skywalker that helped us, that took us into the woods.
Beaumont Kin, the Hobbit.
Yeah,
The Hobbit.
Beaumont. Yeah, the Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Pippin.
Yes.
So go to Yavin 4 and find Pippin or Mary.
One of the two. Nobody can
One of
tell
the
which
two.
is which.
Tell them that you've met me, and they will judge you for themselves.
All right then. I will be on my way, but
May the force be with you, Carr.
and with you. He turns and looks at you and says, "The crystal in your saber.
Yes.
It's done a lot of terrible things.
Yeah.
This
I'm
may
aware.
sound strange, but it's happier to be with you in whatever capacity it can feel. As a crystal, after all. I'm supposed to be with you. That's why it
Okay.
broke off.
It's good to know.
Take care." And he leaves, all mysterious and enigmatic.
So,
Ah, my ears.
hey, Jin.
Hey.
You feeling
Work.
okay?
Ugh. God. No, I'll talk about it later.
Sound tired.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I'm fine.
I will make my way back to my little hut, and I will pull my lightsaber apart then quick and begin to focus on this crystal and attempt to literally sense all of the surroundings, everything surrounding me, everything that was loud, of Izeth shooting angrily at things, at Izu just screaming uncontrollably that all of his wires are nice and organized. And I'm going to try to push all that out and see if I can just catch a glimpse of something about what was done, what is horrible.
Okay, roll a force check.
Yo, he brought out the fucking toy box.
Oh no, 25.
You see, as you are focusing on this crystal, you focus, your mind pushes everything out, and you focus all of your sensory abilities on this one crystal. And the world around you vanishes. And you see glimpses of Calcodus, the Knight of Ren that stabbed you with this crystal spear. Wait, is
Yeah.
it Codus? Yes, it's Codus. He stabbed you with this crystal spear long ago, and you see him stabbing you, but you also see other fights that he was with. And you see, at one point, you see the face of Tinius very briefly, and you feel that sadness as this crystal spear slashes, the spear tip slashes across his chest, and you don't get the sense that he was killed in this fight, but there's a profound sense of sadness in this moment.
In that moment, everything just, as he sees his face, and there's all this stuff like, did I hurt him? You know, is he still alive and all this stuff?
You definitely know that it was Kelkodis' hands that hurt. It was Whitley. Tinius was injured. It was by Kelkodis.
And all of the lightsaber and everything clashes to the ground. He's just breathing heavily and he's sweating, thinking back to that horrible moments and weeks of torture. And he slowly grabs everything back up and puts it all back together and just tries to relax.
Yeah. So as you do this, we're going to cut over to Jen. What are you doing, Jen? He's probably too tired to talk, but...
I have absolutely no idea.
Me neither. I had to come up with mine and fucking scramble for it.
Just real quickly, like TLDR, what's going on?
Everybody's just sort of relaxing and being emotional in the week as you guys are slowly building up your facilities on Corellia, which are fully paid for, so you won't have any bill. You won't have much in the way of bills except for utilities and taxes.
Izu's dealing with wires as simple as just getting a snack. Veclin's doing force shit, and Izeth is in the back alley being angry and shooting a gun.
Alright, I'm going to just meditate on the Force and see what happens.
All right, roll me 5 checks, force checks. Ooh.
Oh my god!
You rolled really good. So,
And then he got a natural one.
as you are meditating in the Force, Jen, you feel every day your connection with the Force strengthen a little bit. You are reaching out with the Force and you are able to feel the city. The city is filled with life in a way it was not filled with life when you came here the first time. And you realize in some weird way that you've always been able to feel people even if you didn't know it. But on the third day as you are meditating and reaching out with the Force, something happens. You find yourself sort of lost in the void, floating through space, and it's mental. You hear this in your mind of dull footsteps and somebody coming to sit across from you. This is entirely like a mental projection happening.
Do those footsteps sound familiar other than just like plain footsteps?
Yes. I think you know instantly who has reached out to you through the Force. It's Lord Bridger. He sits across from you. He seems to also be pensive and meditating. He's somehow connected with you from across great distances. And then you hear in your mind as you two are connecting and communicating, it's just simple, less in words, but it's still in words, but it's more emotional. He says, I can feel you meditating. You're
Yeah.
doing a good job of it.
Where am I?
You're either in your mind or my mind. But I don't think that is. I think in a way that would be splitting hairs.
Can I like look around this void? And
It's just an endless
see if
starry void.
do any of the star constellations look familiar?
Yeah, it's many star constellations you've seen before. It is familiar to you. You're a pilot after all.
This place is actually really amazing.
What do you see?
I see all the stars and constellations I've seen across the galaxy.
I see beautiful golden fields. But to be fair, it is night, from what I see.
What do you see?
Like I said, beautiful golden fields. Rippling grass and rippling in the wind. I see the home I grew up on. I have never returned there.
Does Jin know that Ezra grew up on Lothal or no?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try to touch him.
You're gonna try to punch him?
No, touch. I'm not gonna... Hey, nice to meet you, the Force. Well, bam. No,
You
I'm
reach
gonna
out.
see if I can just like touch him.
I'm gonna say as you try to, he seems to get further away.
Oh.
It's a very where you are and how you are meditating has sort of put you in an abstract mental realm.
I'm gonna think to touch him, but I'm not gonna actually touch him. I'm gonna see what happens.
How are you touching him? I need you to be more specific.
Actually
About it.
stroking his cheek.
Instead of like trying to physically touch him, I'm gonna like think to touch him, if that makes sense. Instead
Where
of, like,
on
doing the
him?
act, just like on his arm, on his back, just something to see if I can physically touch him.
You're not in a physical space, but you astrally touch him.
What do I feel?
You feel his shirt.
I mean, I kind of walked into that one. Pretty solid answer for a stupid question.
It's not stupid. You're in an abstract mental realm.
I'm gonna. What can I? I'm gonna. Okay. Jin is saying, "What can I do here?"
This is how you perceive the Force. When you reach out and look for answers with the Force, it is colored by our own perceptions of the world, how we see the world. I reached out and connected with you because I felt you reaching out into the Force. This is the place where you find answers, more or less. What answers do you see?
People have read it. What?
Whoops.
do you actually believe Thrawn is doing something good? Or are you just here to make sure that your perception of the Force survives?
He sighs and says, "The Jedi of old served the Republic. The Jedi should always serve the Force. That means cooperating with the next government in charge after the Republic, so be it." It's what I have to do.
What would you do if you were able to do whatever you wanted?
Whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I'd go to sleep. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd finish working on that bike I started working on 30 years ago. I'd finish that book I was writing. I'd have a meal that at my age would frankly probably kill me if I ate it.
Is it some of that Rhodian juice? Because that stuff actually kicks pretty hard.
I will not make the mistake of drinking Rhodian swamp juice again. I think that's a mistake everybody makes when they're your age.
I mean, you gotta try it once.
Absolutely not. No, do not do it. If you've not done it, don't. I think if everybody could do what they wanted, people would be happier, but it's just not the way the galaxy works.
Let me ask another question. Do you think Thrawn will actually win?
I'm terrified of what will happen if he doesn't.
Do you believe, from what you've known, I don't know how close your relationship is with him, or what his mindset is, but do you actually believe that he wants what's good, or do you think he just wants power?
He wants what's good for the ascendancy.
Alright.
I think something broke in him too long ago to be so personally motivated.
What do I know about Thrawn?
Roll a history check. Just hushed whispers whenever you were in Chiss space talking to Chiss traders. Hushed whispers. There were rumors of Thrawn. The ascendancy had, the Chiss you talked to, the topic of Thrawn ever came up, the topic changed rapidly. People did not like to talk about him.
So I kind of know that he was like,
He was kind of a pariah in Chiss society.
okay. Would I know that he was like exiled then? Or
No,
no?
you don't know anything about it.
All right. Well, enough about politics. I came here through the Force, so is there anything you can teach me about the Force?
Yes.
Or like better way to defend myself, because recently I've got my ass kicked in. Like my ass has met my chin. I've got trampled over. I've gotten shot at. I've been made into Swiss cheese and put back together. I mean, the only thing that I'm good at is electrifying people into mist whenever it hits. But I mean, like,
Well, I can give you a piece of advice.
I guess yeah, sure.
Stand behind a wall. There's this concept called cover.
Damn, that's cold.
Read up on the idea of using cover in combat. That should help you.
What do you
Hitting
mean?
you
Just
with the
stand
Call-
behind. Just
hitting
stand
you with
behind
the
me.
Call of Duty tooltip.
Remember, switching to your side, your sidearm is faster than reloading.
Eating a Pop-Tart is faster than reloading.
What the fuck?
Your fruits killing skills are remarkable.
He says, he's going to look at you and he's going to say, the reason meditation works. I will tell you why it works. You shut off your senses. And you step 1 foot into death. And death brings us all closer to the Force.
I don't know what that means.
When we die, we become part of the Force. Simple as it is, as that. The closer you bring your physical form to a state of death, the closer you are to the Force.
So I've been close to the Force a lot recently. Then
Indeed. I get a little ping of pain every time that happens, you know.
what?
What?
What do you mean you get a ping every time I get closer to the Force?
I'm connected to all of the Blue Jedi. Every time you nearly die, it hurts me.
Well, how do you help me help you to not hurt them?
Stop dying!
But I get closer to the Force, so that's what you want.
Not literally, you...
I understand. I'm joking. So
This is taking me a
closer-
lot of effort to contact you this way, by the way. You need to call more often, especially after what happened with the Chiss agent you met aboard the Siberian.
okay, see, that wasn't my fault. She was very gung-ho about everything.
And you were
Yeah.
very uncooperative, from my understanding.
Well, then she's an outright liar, because I genuinely tried to help her.
You is in the royal you, your group.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
The you as in your group.
You wanted me to be a spy. I can't just, like, I can't force people to do something, otherwise it's kind of obvious.
Fair.
I've been
But do a
doing
better job.
Fair, but do better.
Get good.
I see your
Good,
point, but I
Scrub.
will ignore it.
And I'm going to say after this, he kind of fades. You kind of wake up from your meditation, It seems like that kind of connection is unsustainable for too long. Even as long as it was going, you were kind of pushing it. It was kind of pushing it.
Alright, so now that that's over, I've set this up and I want to make sure it works. Cool.
Just that's the most normal looking gun you could have picked for this.
I couldn't find good images of guns firing, and with it being a revolver, I have this. Oh,
Why didn't you use Thorn?
because there's none of Thorn firing.
It's true. He is correct. So who's going to pursue? Who's going to pursue their goals? Who's going to be the one to be brave and say, I want to do this thing and I want to drag all of my friends into it?
Well, do we all want to have a little conversation about it? You know, bureaucracy, make it take 7 hours.
Izu would just give his thoughts. I kind of want to visit Tatooine and see if we can pull anyone over there to here for workers.
I was gonna say that we should go to Tatooine too.
But I'm not really like eager one way or the other. So it's like, if we don't have to, we don't need to.
No, we can make it part of the trip. Maybe on the way back we could swing by there, see how she's going.
If you guys want some information on the Chiss, a great place to start would be on Hoth.
Oh my God! Please.
What's on Hoth?
The
Well,
ship
it's a
graveyard.
Yeah, it's a ship graveyard, and there's a Chiss outpost there. We can get some information on it.
Oh.
Maybe sell it to somebody.
I mean, that's something I haven't thought of. I don't even think I was aware of that situation.
It's not too many people know about it. There's a lot of pirates in the area, so that's why most people just don't care.
Hoth, is this a planet of real significance or not really?
Roll a history? No, roll a lore check?
I was more just asking because I'm assuming I wouldn't know. I was just asking Jin.
Oh, I don't know.
Roll a lore check?
There it is.
Somebody's gonna roll a fucking lore check for Hoth.
There you go.
It is an ice planet. A terrible ice planet.
Do not go there.
There's a lot of crazy stuff on the planet. All I know is that it's really cold. I've only visited it once.
All right.
Open your eyes. No, you blink and you won't be able to open your eyes because of how cold it is sometimes. But it's livable. Somehow.
Well, Luke, I guess you're screwed, and Sinfil, I guess you're screwed, and I guess I'll be all right.
Oh God, poor Sempo. He can't even close his eyes.
You can borrow my blindfold if you want.
Isn't that the story of my life?
Can they though?
Yes, they can.
I've never
They
seen
can
this.
blink.
It's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
Oh my God, that's such a horrific idea that Rhodians have. That there's a political divide over Rhodians who blink and Rhodians who don't. People at Rhodian Thanksgiving, you arguing with your uncle. It's like, these young people today spend too much time blinking.
Ever since the great Rhodian president, Shonald Plump, I'm sorry.
You tried to ban blinking.
Hey, Grodia, great again.
Don't do that. I'll make it canon if you do that.
Going to Rhodia, and we're going to do some political dissidence.
Oh my God, I want to die just hearing this whole thing. So, we got 1 vote for Hoth, 2 votes for Tatooine.
Well, we can make it like a round trip.
What, Sinfil, You have someplace you wish to go?
Can we see the
I think Tatooine would be a lot of fun. I want to know what happened to Izu's family.
You are so considerate.
They ascended.
I want to know what that entails.
Yeah, they
No,
ascended.
you can't, remember?
Sempel.
What did you say, Jin?
They ascended Sempel.
They're not dead.
Wink.
I know.
I know.
I'm saying
Word
that
God.
like. I'm
Is
saying that,
nobody
like,
else
the
curious? We don't
planet
have to
flooded,
go.
bro.
I like this idea of doing a round trip that includes Hoth and Tatooine.
We should split up the party.
Yeah, probably. We all should just go on our own separate missions.
We have enough.
I'll go to Varl.
We should all set up one.
Here's the
area
thing.
for
I'm actually
3
going to
just
tell
not play
you
together.
that Varl's location is completely unknown. It's a hidden world. It's not a lost world. It's a hidden world.
Like Lasant.
Like the Hutts do not. The Hutts have specifically gone out of their way to make sure nobody knows where Varl is.
Make finding Varl will be more difficult.
Wait, we sold a hut, right?
No, you have him still on this ship.
Oh my god. Fantastic.
Oh,
Anyone
The
down
freaking
to-
porg is nesting in his stomach.
Anyone wanna unfreeze the hut and make him talk?
I believe Veclin also has something he wants to do.
Well,
These are all great options, by the way.
the other idea, and maybe it might be. I also have my sister is a bit of a anthropologist, and she.
You have a sister.
Yes, Jim, I do.
No, I'm not.
Jin, you're being gross.
Just remember, Jen.
I didn't even get it.
I can read your mind, and you're disgusting.
I think we can all read his mind.
Somewhere
in this
Lord Bridger's
situation.
going, ew! Ah!
You don't have to be able to read minds, Sinful. You're correct. Everyone knows what's going on. And she has a lead on my on what the Knights of Ren are looking for. She could also probably look into Varl as well. She's pretty good at finding stuff. They're looking for something called the Carbonite Army. It's an army of ancient Sith warriors from thousands of years ago, frozen in time, waiting for someone to find them and lead them to victory or something like that. So,
I will say, Isaac, it does occur to you, hey, if she can find an ancient Sith army, she can probably find a hot homeworld.
Yeah, I put two and two together. I was gonna say. So we help with the Sith shit, and she finds Varl.
probably. She doesn't always work for free, but you know, she's pretty crafty.
Let's go.
So we could go to Elfarides, which would be a fun time for all of you. It's just really dark. I hear it's difficult for a lot of people to see through.
Well, it's okay. We all have dark vision, right, Jen?
I do, bruh.
Oh, really?
Bruh.
I fully thought you did not.
Nah, I was the one who didn't have dark vision, and then I bought it.
And I paid to win.
Did you get new eyes at some point?
No, I got goggles.
That's
Take
a
his
much better
goggles,
option.
DM.
Goggles.
I banned dark vision. I banned that thing.
No! I paid money for these, damn it.
I joke. Okay, it sounds like we're voting on a round trip of going to Alfarides, Hoth, then Tatooine.
We can do Hoth last. I don't
Or-
care.
I feel like, let me, as the DM, say this. I'm going to say this out loud. Tatooine should be last. Tatooine will have things happen.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
battle music. Got it.
All right, Tatooine first.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
So you're saying you want us to do something. Let's do the other thing. Immediately.
Let's be little shits.
I'm the gamer that is like, oh, this is the path you're supposed to take.
Oh my god.
I take right, and now I'm gonna take left. And
You
then
want me to go
left is
right?
actually what?
I need to get that collectible acorn.
You ever play Stanley's Parable?
Oh, my god.
Go left. No, I said no. Okay, keeps going back and back and back. But I think we can make a big all round trip, and I don't know. If we go to Alfarides, I'm going to be trying to basically track down the Knights of Ren, which doesn't exactly further our goal towards our little faction we're creating.
Electric domination.
Of course. And obviously going to Hoth to find information on the Chiss that you know of, Jin, would be also useful to us.
I can't wait for you guys to meet the next GFFA diplomat, Lando Calrissian, Lando's uncle. And,
No. No, you're ruining it.
Lando
Calrissian.
Lando Calrissian, Lando's sister.
Where's the
Oh.
Django Calrissian?
Now there's Phlox Calrissian, who's just really, really, really fat.
Cheeto Calrissian?
Cheeto Calrissian, who's Asian for some reason.
There must be a
that
Mando
racist?
That's fine. There must be a Mando Calrissian too, because it just has to be. That's too much coincidence.
Mando Calrissian, who lives on Mandalore and is not a Mandalorian.
He's just
His name is just Mando.
He just
Hey,
has a summer home there.
Mando!
And then there's Rando Calrissian, who's a Gungan
shows
for some reason.
Uh-huh.
No, every time you meet Randall Calrissian, he's a different species.
so
It's just so chaotic.
You're a wizard, Rando.
There he's a what's his
There's
face? A Claudite.
fucking is Hondo Calrissian, and it's just Hondo. He committed identity theft.
Makes sense. Hondo would be alive somehow for all these years. He made it. We know
course
it.
He is.
He is alive, actually.
I wish to meet him.
He's on Hoth, isn't he?
We're going to Hoth immediately.
So, does the group agree we're going to go loop to Alfarides, Hoth, and then Tatooine?
Yeah,
Who knows how
sure.
long Alfarides will take, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you something, Jin, just to show you where to go. It's a bit of a bumpy ride.
I want you guys to know, when I thought about Hondo being alive, I immediately imagined him as in a wheelchair, and then I thought, no, the fuck he wouldn't. He would place some sort of hover device on his lower waist, and he would just float around as an old man.
That or he would have a wheelchair, and that's how he gets you. And then he just gets up, steals your shit, and runs.
He rolls up to you, hey.
oh my god, this is so dark.
Pushes you down, steals your gun, shoots you.
So,
Hell for the
Can we
old
invite
wheelchair.
Hondo to be on our crew?
if I get the courage to put Hondo in this game, you can 100% invite him to be in your crew.
Also, we have to find the child and what happened to him.
No, you don't.
Child.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We need the man. We need Dadalorian on our team. too.
Mandalorian.
It's the drunk old Din Djarin that made you all cry.
They did not make us all cry, I
I
felt.
think it was cool.
And it was mostly just Izu crying. He's like, no! I feel bad for calling him out for that, but it's like, your reaction was golden to me.
Yeah, he still whooped everyone's ass.
Until he broke his head.
He threw his hip out, but I mean, he still killed everybody.
He killed like 4 people in a row and then his hip broke.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Hey, when you're old, sometimes you just kill 4 people and your hip breaks. So,
Experience.
you guys load up the ships. You begin heading towards Bora. He has the ship refueled. Cece's got the ship maintained well. A group of 4 birds led by a porg watch you all as you get on board the ship. And Reeve sits on a ledge, and she sits in a corner and broods as you guys are getting ready to head out on your ship. And you head into deep space. And I think that I don't know how long exactly the ride is going to be to Alferes, because I don't know where it is on any map.
It's I don't know where it is on that map either. But a good way to describe it is that Alferes is not on a hyperspace route per se. 'Cause you kind of have to like leave a hyperspace route, and then you have to like travel kind of vicariously.
Where's the map? I don't know why, but every time we've looked for a planet on the map, I've immediately been able to spot it.
I doubt it's even on the map. We'll see.
Somebody show me the map.
I don't want to show you the map. I do what I want as the dungeon master.
Shit. Guess I can't stop you.
Where is the map? Where is the map?
I kind of hope that through some weird unknown reason.
What's it called?
Alferes.
Alferes. Is that like ALF or
ALPH?
PH.
I want Iseth to get turned into an Ugnaught temporarily.
Why?
Why?
I just think that'd be funny.
Oh, I found it.
Where? What? Oh god, it's not that.
Yeah, look at that. That's good.
How did you
I
do
don't
that?
know why I'm so good at finding planets.
How did you do that?
I don't know, man. I'm just built different.
He's got the good brain for that. All the wrinkles for reading.
And that doesn't make sense because oh wow, it's only 20 feet away.
Whoa.
So Alferes is there, and then we want to go to Hoth, and then Tatooine.
I'm gonna say that's about a day and a half ride on the Eagle. So, day and a half ride on the Eagle. There's a bit of a quietness aboard the Eagle as you guys are heading towards Alferes. The ship, a lot of people on the ship, especially your 3 crew members that you've acquired. Let's just say that Cece and Bora kind of give Reeve a wide berth. And every time they pass by her, she kind of does that motion like she's going to hit them. And it's not in jest. She looks pissed every time somebody passes her. And you guys, the way you guys got the Hawk docked on the Eagle, you can move up and down the Ebon Hawk. Has anybody moved permanently onto the Ebon Hawk?
One of us probably should.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I like that. It gives you more space to stretch your legs. You won't have to share a room with You won't be sharing a room with somebody.
Yeah, fact one.
What? I'm a very quiet sleeper.
Yeah, you're too quiet. You don't
just
party
heard somebody
with me
walking
late at
in
night.
my house. Is my roommate still here?
You never asked me, Semco.
Because
you forget. You forget. Veclin has hallucinogenic gummies, and you never asked.
I like that. I like that logic. You're too quiet when you sleep, so I'm going to the place where literally nobody else is around.
I don't know, man. I thought you could read my mind. I didn't think I'd have to ask you if I wanted to party.
Okay.
So-
Now every time he's sleeping, I'm gonna go in the middle of the night and just use the force to make a noise and then leave, and then lock him in there.
Alright, this isn't funny anymore.
Fun anymore, man. Let me go. Let me out.
Oh, real quickly,
Go
do you
home.
guys in Andor? They made the Rakata canon.
I don't know. They didn't. Lies.
Ricotta,
Andor's
like
not
the
canon.
cheese?
From KOTOR.
Ricotta can't be made canon by Andor because Andor's non-canon.
Okay, you relax.
Calm down there, leftists.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
I know exactly what you're referencing.
So, okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna drag this little Arcadian
Oh,
eagle
God.
over to Alferes. So, where's Hoth?
Hoth is down in the right side.
Okay, got it.
Damn, fucking opposite side.
Yeah, Hoth is there, and then where the hell is Tatooine? Tatooine's somewhere close.
It's somewhere.
No.
Oh,
Upright.
yeah. All right, yeah. So we're gonna be taking the big old galactic U trip there. That's for
Taking
sure.
the big galactic U-turn. It's actually not that bad because
I guess hyperlanes.
of the hyperlanes. It would just be like whoop, 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 whoop.
Zoidberg noises.
Yeah. So, Jin, you guys take a turn off of the hyper lane, off the Prolimian trade route, and every time a ship passing through hyperspace goes off a hyperlane, there's like there's a little bit of turbulence on their ship because. But otherwise, your ship is still, of course, passing through hyperspace. And you come out of hyperspace at these strange coordinates that freaking what's his face? Veclin.
Veclin. There you go.
Veclin, who I've only known for 20 sessions, gave you.
I missed two of them. It's 18.
So here is
That's not better.
I'm going to tell you, Jen, right now. These coordinates. There's no star there.
Hey, Veclin?
Sitting right next to you. Yes.
There's nothing here.
All right, so you're in the right spot. We're in a giant nebula. That is the amount of light that's on my planet for you guys. Just follow the coordinates, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride, but once we get there, you'll see it. It's just in the dark. It doesn't glow like any other star. But just trust me.
He squints at
So you come out of hyperspace and you just see a vast, vast, dark nebula of rippling black materials. This is not a vibrant, lively nebula. Radiation is spiking and there's no sign of any star inside this nebula.
Alright.
Guys, the sensors are going crazy.
It's also very radioactive.
Yeah, just don't stick your head out the window. You won't. You'll lose it like instantly. Don't recommend.
Oh my gosh, guys, the breeze out here is so nice. No.
He just is floating away as a crisp little.
Fun fact,
Getting the flaking
Twitch
off.
viewers. A nebula that doesn't produce light is called an absorption nebula.
Ooh, that's freaking cool.
This is space.
It's a nebula that's so thick that it absorbs all light.
So,
sick.
That's
You-
pretty metal.
you keep
Pretty
following the coordinates,
Should
going
we-
deeper and deeper into this deadly nebula.
Should we use the Ebon Hawk instead of the Arcadian Eagle to land? Keep the Ebon Hawk and keep the Arcadian Eagle in space.
Would I know of? Would it be easier to land the hawk rather than the eagle?
Oh yeah, way easier.
Yeah, I would say.
You're talking about a 5-minute docking procedure versus a 40-minute docking procedure.
There you go.
Even in just like terms of getting the fuel lines onto the Eagle is just a pain in the ass.
It might be also easier to maneuver through some things, but you'll be fine. Just keep it nice and smooth. Just remember, all our lives are in your hands. It's fine.
So roll a piloting check, Jen.
Guidance. Put my hand on your shoulder. Put a roll of D6. Why not? Why not? There you go. You're fine.
30.
By the way, I just want to say in the new UA for D&D 1, I really, 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 really like Bardic Inspiration being a reaction instead of a bonus action. I really, really, really like that.
Gives a better use for it.
I got a 30.
Okay, you got a 30. Everybody dies. Game over. Campaign over.
TPK.
Nebula falls. Everyone
Yeah.
dies.
You
That's
are
like- You guys want to play Cards Against Humanity?
so you are gently careening through the nebula, and you come across what color is the star of Alpharius?
It's like a dwarf star or something like that.
There is you eventually come to the heart of this nebula, and this nebula is called the Veil, and inside there is a dim star, an infinitesimally small red dwarf, barely larger than a gas giant, and you go creeping towards it, and this star itself is choked with these nebula, and there's just the smallest world orbiting this godforsaken star. There is only, let me see, there is only one world orbiting this star by some miracle, barely surviving in this shadow.
I sense
Wow.
we're getting close.
Oh yes, you know what home feels like. You've only been in orbit a few times of home, but you know this very well. You feel the distant hum of Alferides. A shadowed, dark world.
Tell me, how do you?
Oh, it just got loud.
Tell me, how do you know?
No,
Know that
With
we're
his brain.
close?
I can sense my people. We're close.
Can I try to reach out and sense his people too?
You don't even have to. You can feel it just a little bit.
Can I feel it?
Roll it. Didn't we do this already with your character?
We
Roll a
did,
d5
yeah.
million. You failed.
Oh,
Actually,
I
for
mean,
that
hey.
matter, Izu and Isaac rolled d5 million.
Oh my god.
Hey, if you
Izu's
get,
Izu's gonna get a 1, damn it, alright? He'll instantly get a level in counselor or something.
5 million, that's 6 zeros.
Yep.
here's the thing. I think Izu would be angrier if he if he was suddenly had force powers.
I mean, if
He
you want
would.
force powers, there's a feat called force sensitive, so there you go.
Yeah.
You can
It
even
only
make it.
just class 2.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Wow.
Just
Well,
That
be careful. Just be. There it is.
He
1.
got so fucking close.
He gets so close to 5 million. I'm angry at that. I'm angry at how close he got.
we should make Veclin roll.
Recklin, roll, are you force sensitive?
Imagine he loses all his fucking levels.
Oh no! He loses all of his levels and goes
Someone
blinder.
severed him from the force.
Let,
Oh yeah, he goes blind.
Oh my god! That's messed up.
It's so dark. So,
yeah, it is. It is very dark.
Yeah, it's as dark as it gets.
Recklin, I like that we were on the same wavelength there.
I cast force choke. Anyways.
Getting a call, stop choking each other like the Simpsons.
If you don't mind,
Which ship is getting the call?
the one you
I'll pick it up. Can't hear Charlie Brown here.
somebody roll a tech check to try to clear up the transmission.
I think Izu should, because he always has advantage.
I don't know. I don't want to get if Izu rolls a tech check. It's going to be a nat 20. Watch, do it.
Alright, I
Do
do
it.
have advantage though, so
He acts like that's an automatic net.
Oh my God! What is that?
Did you roll like a
Fucking
2 and a 3?
One-upped. Always one-upped.
So,
Always.
one up.
you guys fiddle with some knobs and you hear this voice. This is the Alferides Darking Authority. Please maintain your position.
We should move to fuck with them.
No. They have a Death Star. You don't know that though.
What?
What? I just
What?
go.
We're all in the same room, Vecklin.
I know. I just go.
Please hold your position.
Copy that.
Are you
Holy.
lost?
I am Veclin. I come from a mission that I went with 2 other explorers looking for one of our lost souls. I come to report the failure of our mission.
Welcome home, Seeker.
Thank you. We'll be departing this large vessel. We will be coming down in a small shuttle when you give us the all clear.
You are cleared for landing at the docking bay 783.
Copy that. Over.
Oh,
All right, guys. Let's go.
Wow, you entire species like Veclin. Terrific.
why did you have to do him dirty like that?
You think he just popped up?
The only thing that is more infuriating than that is that there is an abundance of your species, Jin, and they have ruined everything.
Very
Yes,
true.
No,
But
no,
are
no.
you
Some things were
Corellian?
some things were ruined by Huts.
This is true.
Hey,
Are you
don't blame-
Corellian
don't
human?
only
Are you
blame-
Tatooine human? Are you Coruscant human?
Do we want to talk how the
I'm
hell
the
that happened?
I'm the human species that planet got blown the fuck up.
Look, humans
Okay,
are
let's
so
look
you.
at that
I will
now.
have Reeve speak up. I will have CC speak up and say, humans are so ubiquitous that Mira and Luca are also human somehow.
This is true.
Yeah, but you're a clone, so.
I'm a human clone. That's how ubiquitous humans are.
Uh-huh.
If humans are so ubiquitous, why would you clone them?
Oh my god, that's a good
Makes
question.
them more ubiquitous.
Now, to be fair, I have the DNA of dozens of species in me. I'm a veritable.
You're not human.
Well, most of my base genome is human.
But not all of it is, so you're not.
I feel like that's splitting hairs.
I'll be
I
Just
don't
like
know.
my DNA was split.
If I was eating a tortilla, would I be eating a burrito?
Yes.
I'll be right back. I gotta
Oh
check on
my
something real quick.
god.
I-
No!
I like to imagine this entire conversation is happening while we're preparing to depart from the ship. Like we're giving the all clear to disconnect from the Eagle, and we're like, is it the same as like eating a burrito?
I'm making this conversation canon, by the way. Reeve is the one that said yes.
A taco is not a burrito.
She says,
I
yes, it
literally
is. A
spike
taco
you.
is the same thing as a burrito. And
Wait,
both-
is a clone a human?
CC says, yes, I'm a human, even though I have a little bit of DNA from like 22 other species.
Okay,
So then
taco
why is a
open?
taco a
Okay.
burrito?
Because they're. Reeve speaks up and says, because they're both a tortilla with meat and cheese and beans in them sometimes.
You
One of them
understand how
wrapped around.
Yeah, one of them literally wraps around and you can do so much with it. You can. A taco is literally freaking open. It's like
What's
a
it
hot
matter
dog
if it
bun.
opens? It tastes the same. This is like
That's what
saying
I'm
if
saying
you,
about clones and
There's a
humans.
difference in how you eat it.
if I Reeve says if I crumble up a hot dog into a ball and eat it, is that not a hot dog?
No, it
No.
becomes something else.
That's a meatball, I'm pretty sure.
that's
Wait,
a
wait,
meatball.
wait. Hold on.
That's
How
bread and
fuck-
meat rolled up.
Hold
That's
on.
a meatball.
How burnt is your hot dog if you're crumpling it up?
You crumble it up after cooking it, which, by the way, almost everything in a burrito you crumple, you cook, and then put it in the thing.
Well, that depends on your definition of crumpling.
Also depends on what you like in your burrito.
Okay.
We're still talking about the exact same thing.
We're like halfway down to land.
And as you guys are landing, you are all arguing as you are exiting the. You're all arguing as you're exiting the spaceship about burritos. And by the way, the comps have been on the whole time. And this guy is just shaking his. You are greeted as you land by 3 Miraluka who approach your ship.
I'll be kind of forward, I suppose, and I just kind of bow and so greetings.
They
But they
say-
can't see you back.
They bow
This is-
back.
this
And
is
they
the
say
thing,
them, and one of them says the Lucasine has long been awaiting your return. Brother
Long time no
Veclin.
see. Oh.
You guys can't see shit on this planet. This planet the most you can like see is that the sky. Let me put it this way: the sky of this planet is red. It's like red and streaked with color. It's like streaked with red and darkness. There's like this faint glow everywhere, but it's just like it's so dark. It is so unbelievably dark. Like even with dark vision, it's like kind of walking around in a. It's kind of just bad. It's bad. And the Lucasine advisors, I'm going to call them, they look up at your ship and say, "You've brought others."
Yes. Yes, I have.
Are they safe?
They are safe, but I wish to speak to Lucasen. I have grave news to bring to them about our security.
So, every time my roommate name makes a sound, I almost have a heart attack. I'm not used to living with somebody yet. One of them just looks up and says, "There's one stooped in darkness in your ship."
What did you say?
There's one whose soul is drenched in darkness aboard your ship.
Yes. Say, did she come down with us?
Yes.
My bad, guys.
Oh boy, you just couldn't help yourself, could you?
It's the story of my life.
Also, I forget the leaders of the Lucasine. It's all. One second, I have to pull up the Wikipedia article.
I don't know that much about Mira Luca. I just know space facts.
I just know space facts.
They have no eye sockets.
This is true.
They do
I
have
think,
eye
they have,
socket.
I think they only have the socket.
Yeah, they only have the eye socket.
While the DM looks for this fact, I'll give you another space fact. Did you know that if a star is big enough, when it eventually collapses in a supernova, the actual mass of the star will actually absorb the supernova, causing there to be a black hole inside of a star?
That's fucking crazy.
I believe
Yep.
they call that a hypernova, actually, or something like that.
Eventually, the black hole consumes the stars, and it creates one of the biggest black holes.
Neat.
You guys want to know something really cool about black holes?
No,
Okay, so
because I don't believe they exist.
So
Oh, no.
photons have no mass, correct? That's why they travel at the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And a black hole's gravity is so strong that it can pull something with no mass.
That's because it warps space.
Its gravitational pull is so strong that it can pull something that has no mass, which is
Right, impossible.
absurd.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why This is one of the many reasons scientists hate black holes. Not even acknowledging the fact that it's not even acknowledging the fact that a black hole is an infinitely small space with no mass that then proceeds to delete data from the universe by absorbing things. But there's also all this stuff with like time dilation and the high gravity.
In fact, it's warping space-time, yeah.
Shit's fucking weird.
I read
Anyways,
it.
let's talk about its opposite, a white hole.
At any rate, ignoring conversations
That
about
sounds
holes.
inappropriate.
No more
White
conversations.
hole is an actual theoretical thing.
Okay.
We have a picture of one now.
Of a white hole?
Oh no, sorry. I thought
No, I'm talking about a white hole.
Black holes aren't real.
I
I'm
was like,
adding
did
this
we
down.
not just prove?
Black holes aren't real, and the world is flat, and the Death
Eric isn't
Star was a
real.
giant
This
tortoise.
is it's snow globe
This is a
shape.
personoid.
I read a creepypasta
Snow
once
globe
about how
shape.
like black holes.
Every winter is just when. Every winter, someone just shakes the globe.
Okay. So, you are the Mira Lucas. Say you will all
I read
come
a
with
creepypasta
us.
one time.
All right.
Hey, stop interrupting, Jim. Okay. So the Mira Luca, the advisors, they say you will all come with us. Retrieve your companions. You will be brought before You will be brought before the government You will be brought before the Lucasines leaders and then before the government council. Do you understand?
Yes. And they will come with us as well. They have much information about the outside galaxy.
They will be given quarters in the Institute until we can ascertain whether they are a threat to Mira Lucas society or not.
Okay.
So all of you are brought to this series of semi-pyramidal structures made with black stone. The black stone is covered in black vines with black leaves and little red flowers. The air is fresh and this reddish aurora borealis dominates the sky, giving this weird, soft, semi-demonic glow to the entire world. The rest of you are shown to your quarters at the Lucasine Institute. The other, Mira Luca, they ask you all, do you need anything? One by one. Do any of you have any requests as you are here?
Any tips for just walking around with your eyes closed?
Yeah, can I get blind sight via word of mouth?
One of them says, "What are eyes?"
You know what eyes are.
What?
Have they ever been off the planet?
No, I've not been off this planet.
Do you know other species exist?
I know of 2 other species that live on this planet.
Can
You
you
must
tell
be
us
going
about
through
them?
a lot of shit seeing us right now.
There are
I
the
don't think
Chadrafan
they're
colonists. There's the Chadrafan colonists. Those small bat-like people. They live far to the north. They came here a few thousand years ago. They're quite friendly. And there are the Alpharedians, the aboriginal native peoples of this world. They're semi-aquatic and live in underground caves and underwater cities.
I guess my advice for you is don't look too closely at the short one.
As he's
Oh.
looking back with his 2 glowing eyes staring back.
What
That's
do you
so
mean?
creepy.
Are you roll a... I'm going to roll a history check to see if they understand what the hell you're talking about.
I guess
Does he
it's
not
one
know what
alien
short
2000.
people are?
He's saying, what? He's like, why? I've looked at a Chadrafan before. What is upsetting about them? What would be upsetting about them?
This isn't a child.
I know, I'm saying, what is it about their bodies that I would find upsetting?
The face region, mostly.
Ah, yes, there is a difference between their faces and my own. They have much
Yeah.
larger ears.
No,
That's a
I
good one.
think there's a bit of alien conversation here.
They have 2 spheres in their face. I'm not sure on their purpose.
Those are eyes. Those are
Ah,
eyes.
yes. Oh,
we use
I
those.
understand. What is seeing?
I mean, I
You
feel
know what's
like-
seeing it. You're doing it actively. I don't care if you don't have eyeballs back there. You still see. I hang out with one of you. You still see.
I feel like they are around alien species. Like they know aliens exist, and I feel like they would know that there are
this guy-
some.
this
This
The
was
one
just
guy-
really roll an insight on
He's
this guy.
really he's really closeted. That's the problem.
Either really closeted or he knows he's just super
His parents let him finally leave the house 2 weeks ago.
Roll an insight on this one
I think
specifically.
he's just messing with you, honestly.
That's so funny that sheltered Mira Lucas just don't know what eyes are.
Am I coming through properly, by the way, guys?
Yes, you are.
I
you
got a
can't-
natural one.
You can't. You.
We
Okay,
can't see this
Semfil.
man. We can't judge his
Wow.
face.
Semfil, come on, save them.
Time for a master to show what's up.
Izu, roll a nat 20.
We think he's the smartest fucking guy on the planet.
I'm just gonna say your assumptions of. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
He's not even paying attention, really. He's just like, I'm like, oh, neat. What's that? Ooh.
Yeah, you guys don't know what's up with this person. They're just, they seem really strange. So, You are brought before the leaders of the Lucas scene. There is a small council here, and as you are being brought before the small council of the Lucas scene, which has 5 members on it, these are more like academic and overseers. As you are entering, you see that there's somebody else leaves their chambers, and they look at you as they pass, Veclin, and you've seen this species before. It's an Enzati.
Okay.
And it seems
Wait,
like...
what?
Yeah, an Enzati.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds exotic.
Oh, it's bad.
Now,
Is-
why,
in what way?
why is that here?
Roll a lore check.
God. That's not great. That's really bad, because that's not great.
You know that last time you were here, the relationship between the Enzati and Alpharites was pretty bad. There's a long history of... Let me just put it this way. An Enzati being here on Alpharites, it feels like bad news. Because there's a bad history between your two people, the Miralukan and the Enzati. It's either bad news or good. It's either really bad news or really good news, and you don't know which. So this is literally.
Is everyone else with me too?
No, you are being escorted along.
Oh, okay.
And before you're let in, one of the advisors, they say, "Please hand me your weapon."
He reaches down, he pulls out his lightsaber and gives it to him.
Thank
Be
you.
careful with that.
You are brought between this council of the Lucasine Council. There are 5 members on this council. 4 Miraluka and 1 Alpharedian. Which there was not an Alpharedian on the council before you left. So this is someone new. You know that the Lucasine don't let in non-Miraluka very often, but it's not unheard of. And they all look at you and they're talking amongst themselves, and one of them says, "Give us your report."
He bows and he... Members of the council, I may come to report that our mission to find Varric on the planet of Mustafar has failed.
What is Varric's fate?
Varric is dead.
And the other seekers that were sent with you?
Waylon and Tinius were the ones that were sent with us. We were captured by the Knights of Ren. It's a group of Force users that are torturing and using our abilities to hunt things in the Force. Unfortunately, Waylon joined them. Tinius's fate is unknown. Unfortunately, Waylon, when I saw him, he told me that he told them everything. Where we live. He has betrayed us. And this group of Dark Force users are now looking for an ancient Sith temple that contains an army of soldiers from the Old Republic. I was there for over a month being tortured. I told them nothing. I escaped and met up with the people that I have with me now.
They whisper with each other. The leader of the council, a old man with a beard, very well kept, very well braided beard. You recognize him. This is fudge. This is this is Dolphin. Sorry, I my brain. This is Dolphin. He says, "What is the fate of Tinius?"
Phineas's fate is unknown.
We of the council find this unlikely.
What I know was when we were found out on Mustafar, we tried to escape. I sacrificed myself so both Tinius and Waylon could escape. It was under I believed that they escaped and I was captured. I only knew that Waylon was either captured or just joined them. All I can sense is that Tinius's fate is still undecided. I do not know if he's dead, but I believe his story has not come to a close yet. It's possible that he was also captured and he is somewhere else. That is what I know.
How is it that you do not know his fate? And what explain the long period of absence that you suffered after this?
Yeah. Veclin kind of undoes a bit of his armor so he can lift up part of his shirt and show that there is just marks. There's a big hole that's been shoved in, where the crystal was placed. And I was tortured for over a month. And when I learned what they were doing, they were looking for something, and they were trying to figure out where we are. I had to find help. I had to find the Knights of Ren and destroy them.
You were gone for over 6 years.
6 years.
Yes, if you recall, this is...
Yeah.
This is not conducive with your story you are telling us right now.
Is what I remember.
Then then enlighten us on the difference between your memories and what really happened.
What really happened is I was there. I felt like I was tortured for a month. And then I escaped. I learned later that it wasn't a month. It was 6 years.
And what were you doing for those 6 years?
I don't know. I only have false memories from the forest that show me fighting, perhaps with these Knights of Ren.
They looked
But I
to
have
each
no
other,
recollection.
and they all looked very concerned.
I understand that my story does not make sense.
It makes
And
perfect sense. From your story, you were tortured until you joined the Knights of Ren.
I didn't join them. No. No, I seen Waylon. I seen him. He joined them. He was laughing at my capture when we went there again. He reveled in telling me that he joined them and told them everything. If I would have joined them seriously and told them everything, we would have been here and they would have killed us all. They're looking for more Mariluka.
If Waylon has joined them, why are they looking for more?
Our sight allows us to hyper focus on something across the galaxy, something that those cultists cannot do.
You look over and you see, I'm just going to say this. You've been aware that your sister has been in the chamber with all of you this whole time. She's been standing off to the side, however. She has not spoken up in any way.
Right. She does feel in the force a slight recognition that it's just like a little high. It's good to see you again.
She nods back, and with the Force.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a chatter between them. And one of them signals to the advisor, and your lightsaber is brought before them. And they all look down at the lightsaber, and one of them, a Dolphin, speaks up, explain the weapon.
Explain it.
Explain the weapon.
When the Knights of Ren tortured me, they placed inside of my body a kyber crystal. For what use, I have no idea. When I was free, I had it with me. Literally. And I had it removed. And I went to a museum and studied the ancient weapon of the Jedi. Because I saw one of the Knights of Ren wielding a weapon just like this, and I want the Knights of Ren to know that the next time they saw me, I'd be wielding something that thought made them superior or stronger. I wanted them to be afraid. And I turned the lightsaber on. Lights the entire room up, I'd imagine, which is probably pretty weird. Which is probably kind of weird, but...
The Elferidian member, Vekla. No, not Vekla. That's too close to your name. God, my brain can't do names today. She speaks up and she says, her name is, God dang it.
Zyra.
Zyra, thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
I have looked into what occurred with you when you were captured by the Knights of Ren, and I acquired some footage. And she's placed the footage on a kinetic board that is behind them. And you see that this is footage of the Hound, your persona when you were controlled by the Knights of Ren, attacking some people. And she says, I hate these damn kinetic boards. You all really need to take the media. You all need to take the hologram literacy courses here. And Dolphin says, I'm not taking the hologram literacy course. And she says, we'll talk about this later. And Dolphin speaks up and says, explain the Hound.
That's what they called me.
When you were captive by them for years. And you,
yes.
And you killed for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you say you've left them. And you come here and you asked your sister to provide information on what their goals are.
Yes.
We have much to think about with this.
I just have one thing to tell you then.
No, you will not tell me anything. Because I want to know what assurances do I have that you are not still working for them? And for that matter, what assurances do you have to yourself that you are still in your right mind? You were a beast, from what we can tell, you were a beast for years. How do you know you have any control of yourself?
I think we should have testimony.
I came here with this group of people because I am trying to save us and warn us that we need to get together and find this army that they're looking for before Waylon brings them here and destroys us all. or enslaves us.
We
I have nothing to add. I cannot defend myself for something I did not know or willingly do.
And the weapon. You were wielding a weapon like a savage. A lightsaber. This is not the weapon of the Lucasine. We do not wield weapons like this. Sure, we've studied them, and this is abnormal.
Because I am just what they fear now.
You are focusing on fear.
They need to be brought to justice.
They need to be ignored like the rest of the galaxy. They are not part of us. We are not part of the system that the rest of the galaxy is. They are outsiders.
We are now. They know where we are. And we're all stuck in our little enclave here, and I'll tell you what, there is a lot going on out there. And the fact that somebody knows where we are, there are groups, there are empires coming, bearing down.
Speaking of our security, the robot you sent here has opened a fucking temple in town and is trying to recruit people to being Jedi. What the hell is that?
Okay, that was a blown open miss. It is looking for purpose. It's peaceful here.
It's confusing.
Confusing, yes. He lacks understanding, but he is a good person, I suppose.
Zyra speaks up and says, he's definitely a person. And Dolphin says, no, he's not. And Zyra says, yes, he is!
Oh, boy.
Based. I like that one.
Izu raises his hand.
You're not in there. You're in a room.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
we're all
yeah.
in a different room.
And we will conduct interviews with the rest of your party. And you will not be allowed off of the Institute grounds. Until this matter is
You're
resolved.
grounding us?
I am happy.
They're grounding Veclin. They're not grounding any of you.
I'm happy you just see it this way, old man.
Ooh,
We need to come to... this is not a punishment. We need to come to an understanding. For clarity's sake.
So do I. And the only thing I see is to get back at those people before it's too late.
And what happens then when you are done, consumed by revenge?
Then we're safe.
Then what? What becomes of you? Do you return here and continue your duties as a seeker?
I will. Unless this means my exile. Because I'm going to do what's right. What should be done.
Okay. He says, he looks over to your sister, nods, Mariah, take him away to his quarters.
And I follow the orders. I bow before I leave, yeah, because I'm still a man of tradition, apparently.
She says she looks over you and says they're angry at you.
I'm angry at them.
Why?
I told you was true. Unfortunately, what you saw there is also true. I don't remember that. And for all those people that I apparently killed, they need to pay for that.
You know
Even
that
if
you're going to be faced with a trial from the government after this, right? The Council of Speakers is having a fit over your situation.
And that's why, Mariah, you have to know what I know. Because they might kill me. Or send me away. And you need to know this information so you can act on it too. I wasn't just wandering around aimlessly. I was trying to help our people.
What will happen if you find the Carbonite army before they do?
At this point, we'll destroy it or commandeer it.
You're talking about your two options here are to commandeer an army of 10. I need to tell you this. Based on my research, I can tell you this. The Carbonite army has 20 billion Sith troopers in it. You're talking an unprecedented scale of genocide, or or commandeering one of a incredibly large army. The two options here are not great.
Well, if we do nothing about it, the Knights of Ren get them, and at the very least they sit on it, and then they're the most powerful land army in the entire galaxy. And there are other empires that are trying to, that will more than likely, they'll join them somewhere, and they'll run around the galaxy doing whatever the hell they want. There's a group called the Camino Initiative that has a bunch of clones, and they're cloning all types of different people. And then there is another group called the Chiss Ascendancy, where these other aliens that have a master tactician and a bunch of other people behind them that are destroying each other. They're destroying everything in their way, and eventually these two empires are going to meet. And everything's going to go downhill from there. And all the little people in between are going to get destroyed, including us.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage. This is your sister. And she just looks at you and says, I have to think about this. I have to think. I have to be honest with you. You are scaring me.
I'm scared too. Anyways, you should go before they think something's up.
She takes you to your quarters. As you are passing through one of the courtyards, you see that there's one of these buildings has been one of the buildings that as you were passing through like the grounds. You see one of the buildings has been fenced off, and you don't remember this building. It seems new. It's a slightly different architectural style, and you see that there's somebody with feels like a black void. They have a color in the Force, and it's like the dark saber. It's literally like the dark saber aura, which is the aura you got off the Ansati before, and they're like gardening in the front yard of this building.
Gardening.
Yeah, they're gardening.
Is my sister still with me?
Yeah, she's just walking by, and she's not acknowledging them.
What? When did they get here?
The Anzati?
Yeah.
They established an embassy here. They've been wanting to make peace.
Do you trust them?
No. That's why they're on their embassy's on the Lucasine grounds, so we can put the hammer down on them. They so much as flinch, we will be on them.
It's good to hear.
But they've been nothing but peaceful since they've gotten here. They're quite good gardeners in this type of world.
Yeah. They're also good farmers, but not because they plant crops.
They don't have to do that, you know. That's a genetic disease they have. It's quite sad, really. Once they start, it's almost impossible for them to stop, and their entire culture on their homeworld is apparently predicated on trying to suppress their urges to do so.
I really hope here they do, because obviously they won't be able to get away with anything if they try it here.
Believe me.
Even if we find a corpse.
One corpse in the entire embassy is to be destroyed. It's part of their agreement.
I see.
So, you're taken to your quarters, and the rest of you are brought into the Lucasine Council. All at once, the four of you. And they say, are we speaking to the Azure Sparrows?
Yeah.
Is this the group that penetrated the exterior of Coruscant?
Yep.
How long has Veclin been a member of your group?
It's the beginning.
Tell
Do
us.
they know how long that is?
Isaac knows.
Well, I'm not. I'm being intentionally vague because I don't know what they want with Vecla.
We're seeking to understand Veclin's role in your group.
Oh, I didn't say that. I just said it as
Sorry.
me.
One of them does say, anyway, we are seeking to understand Veclin's role in your group and his behavior since then. We need character witnesses to understand. Is he a good person?
Absolutely, he is. He's teaching me how to use the Force.
Oh no!
Oh, here it goes.
What has he told you?
He told you.
I will let my master speak for you. Maybe.
Oh no.
Has he given you the secrets of our people?
All of them. No.
All of them.
I don't know what you're talking about, and honestly, I really don't care.
Beyond the most basic information on the Force, what has he taught you?
If you're talking about like where this planet is, he literally had to hold our hand to fly here.
He would have had to do that regardless. Although he did. Zero Speaks Up and says, that's not entirely true, and you know it. She says, shut up, Zero! And he looks to Izu and says, Izu. Records say you are Izu. Last Jawa. Destroyer of the...
Last Jawa?
Izu, the last Jawa. Destroyer of mercenaries. Slitter of throats. Burner of corpses.
I don't think you ever slit a throat. You did the other ones, but
You have a long list of titles here in on your wanted posters. Are you the sort of company that our seeker keeps?
Actually, most of the time I just sleep in the engine room, so I don't really know who he sleeps with.
He's gonna roll an insight with advantage.
He doesn't know who he sleeps with. That would be Semfel I sleep with.
it was simple.
He looks to you and says, we have the right Jawa.
I'm Izu, Master Jawa. Though I don't know about the last Jawa bit. That sounds confusing. Also, I've done a lot of things, but I don't think I actually slit anyone's throat.
It's a slitter of throat and burner of corpses. Is the burner of corpses correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I do a lot of that. Look, and I pull out 5 different bombs.
Oh no!
Easy. Hey.
What?
He's
I'm just
not
showing.
they're
not on.
He's not gonna throw them unless you throw something at him first.
Well, unless that something is food, because I'm actually kind of hungry. Do you guys have anything to eat?
What do you
Yes.
want them to?
We will deliver a meal to your quarters later. We need to know, well, what is your personal relationship, Izu, Master Jawa, with Vec?
He's nice.
He's nice.
I mean, like he protects us and keeps us from dying. Sometimes he's too nice because then he does stuff that to protect other people. But
Has he ever hurt anyone?
Not anyone didn't deserve it.
Can you repeat that?
Has he ever hurt anyone? Yes.
Yes. It's a galaxy at war, and also people are trying to kill us all the time.
Has he ever hurt anyone who did not attack him?
You heard people who were attacking other people. Does that count?
What about you, Rodian? Semfil.
Listen, the entire time I've known Veclin, he's only done the right. He protects others, he protects himself, and he uses violence as a last resort. I don't know anything about him before I met him. I think he was brainwashed, and I think that if you reached out to him with the Force and searched through what he knows and what he experiences, you would find that to be true.
Is that how the Force works?
Hey man, I don't know how the Force works. I just shoot stuff.
Corbin speaks up and says, which is another member of the council. He says, we should.
Corbin?
What?
Gorbin?
Dorbin, yes.
Gorbin, okay.
Dorbin, and the other council member is Doorbell.
Okay.
And the other...
Wait, his name is Doorbell?
Yes, D-O-R-L''BEL.
That's funny.
Dorbin and Doorbell. I'm only one council member away from having the full Lucasine council now. This is how it's spelled.
Literally
So-
Bell.
Oh man. Mean. I feel you,
Doorbell
Eric.
Ding
People
Dong
know.
Codis.
Oh,
What was that?
Doorbell Ding Dong Codis. That's his
Oh my
full
God.
name.
So, Dorbin speaks up and says we should try to reach out with the Force, try to connect with him, try to truly see. And Doorbell speaks up and says, but those are Jedi methods. We are Lucasine, and such spirituality is, and
I'm sure if you gave him the option to let you do that, then it wouldn't be like the Jedi.
and Dothlin speaks up and says, the Lucasine pride ourselves on a form of neutrality and understanding of the Force on an academic level. Resorting to spirituality has led to some of the worst eras in our history.
How is using an ability to see if someone is telling the truth spirituality?
Because it relies on faith. We are essentially going to be relying on our feelings to judge whether we need real information, not our feelings.
I think they have a point.
I pull out like a bag, just an empty bag, I guess. Actually, hold on. What do I have?
You just keep an empty bag?
hold on.
The bag.
I hold out a data pad. I'm like, I have faith that this will fall to the ground when I let go of it.
You know it will fall to the ground when you look over it.
I have faith that it will drop. I know that gravity is here. I cannot see gravity, but I know it's there. That is faith.
Are you going to drop it?
Is this
No, I
meant
don't
to
drop
be like some sort of argument between like religious faith and scientific solutions?
Yes. Drop the... Dothlin looks to you and says, drop the data pad.
I bet he's gonna. I know what he. I think we all know where this is going. The only race of people that can levitate things with their mind says, "Drop the data pad."
Not the only.
No, you're right.
That's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna hold it up. when I let go of it, I was gonna use the Force to hold it. I guess I'll let go.
You prove your own point with you. Do you drop it and you catch it with the Force?
No, I let it drop.
He catches it with the Force and says your faith has blinded you.
I say your science has blinded you.
Not science.
I say you're all talking too much and not really doing anything.
That's the problem that we're trying to resolve. And the
guys
last member of the
literally
council
don't-
speaks up and says, okay, I am Zythlin. And I'm going to ask you a very simple question. What is the worst thing Veclin has done since
Come
you
back
know
here
him?
and talk to you guys.
The worst thing.
He's a big snorer. He doesn't even know he does it. I tried to tell him and he was all, that can't be right. I would have sensed it.
Ooh, I know. There was that drug Mandalorian lady, and he cut off her head.
Oh my god.
Oh, easy.
The worst thing he's done since you met him was to decapitate a drug dealer.
What's the basis you're going off of for what you consider the worst?
Has he acted
it's-
in any ways that would be selfish or self-serving? Has he
It was
put any of
selfish. I
you
was
in
gonna kill her.
Has he put any of you in danger?
He hasn't put any of us in danger, but he cut off the hand of a slaver.
Jen, roll and I'm gonna say this. Jen, you actually know one instance where he acted in such a way that was distinctly non-selfish.
I mean,
When
he did teach Jin without having to. That was pretty selfless.
You were there, Jen, when he was offered eyes by Marek, and he chose not to take the offer.
Ah, that is true.
He could have acted in a completely self-serving way that would not have hurt or harmed anybody. But he chose to do something. He chose a less self-serving path.
There's this really weird guy on Camino. His name was Marek, and he offered to give Veclin eyes, like eyeballs, like mine or anybody else's here. I don't know.
Zyra speaks up like mine. You all know what eyes are on the council, right? She says, and they all say, fuck you. Duff and Dorman says, fuck you, Zyra. Why are you always going to bring up the fact you got eyes? It's like a complete moment of unprofessionality from Dorman.
I'm gonna lean over. I was not expecting one of them to know gank.
So, like,
That's when he acted in complete whatever you guys are asking, because I mean, like, honestly,
he was offered
he's
a
a
choice.
really great guy who does the best he possibly can with the situation that he's given, and he always does it with the least amount of bloodshed. Always.
You see that the council goes a little bit quiet. They're like, your information on his reaction to the offer is intriguing. He was offered a choice where he could have acted selfishly and it would not have harmed anyone, but chose a non-selfish path.
I mean, yeah. Have you seen these eyes?
Wow.
The council will act in deliberation. Until then, your group has freedom to move about the city at your leisure, as well as the grounds of the Institute.
All right. So if I wanted to take Veclin, could I?
You
If
may
we
go
wanted to
speak with
leave-
Veclin, but you may not take him until the council has made their choice.
And what exactly do you guys do? I'm new to your customs. I want to learn.
We are the Lucasine. We study the Force in a neutral way. We are objective. We pride ourselves on objectivity towards the Force. We study all of it in all of its forms and all of its orders. We have much information here of galactic history.
All right. So you guys study the Force, right? In scientific way.
No. We just deal with the facts of the Force.
They specifically chose the word academic.
We are not
So
cold.
So you do that, but yet you also have hands with. You also dabble in the political aspect of determining whether people are guilty or not, and exerting your own punishment as well.
On our members.
And what is your harshest punishment?
Harshest punishment for us is exile from the order. The government will make its decision on what to do with Veclin after we've rendered our judgment.
What the hell are we even doing here? I'm getting tired of this.
Yes, and we need to make our deliberations, so please leave.
Veclin told you about, the whole Knights of Ren bullshit, right?
Yes, he told us.
You know that they're coming to kill you. They're coming. We have fought them. They're not anything to joke about.
They're a biker gang.
They may have been at once, but no, they are an army now. They have blind faith followers who will do anything that they say. They brainwash people. They take them prisoner. They bend them to the will and destroy who they are and make them into a soldier that is mindless and that does whatever they ask. And they're coming for you. And you're sitting here talking about one person who warned you.
He says, we will make our decision. Please leave, or you will be forced out of our council chamber.
Can I have a final question?
One final question from your group.
I pull out my gun. What do you think of this?
Oh my god!
I'm not pointing it at him. I just pull it out.
I thought we were
Look
going
at
What do you think? What do you think of this firearm I have on me?
He says, "My suit."
Does he want to force it over, or does he want me to?
He's gonna force. If you say yes, he's just gonna grab it with the force.
All right. Go ahead.
He grabs it with the force. He looks. You see, he's touching it. He doesn't ever really look at it. You see that he's really getting his fingers in there. He takes it. He unloads it, reloads it, spins the barrel. He says, "Yes. This is a weapon powerful in the Force."
I guessed as much. Guess who mutual friend I took it off of? I have its picture if you want it.
He says, "I believe that I actually know the order that created this."
Whoever order that is, the Knights of Ren seem to have them in their pockets.
No, this is an old weapon. The Knights of Ren are known for stealing weapons from other Force users. 1 second, I have to look up the name.
Well, then your facts have failed you.
What?
That's I honestly don't see where that comes into this argument.
Jin has outsmarted us.
He's playing 4D chess. We're playing checkers.
They said to me that my faith has failed me my faith has blinded me, and that their facts have blinded them. I'm using their own words against them.
But they know exactly where this weapon came from.
Yeah, but they also said that no, that couldn't possibly happen. Well, then your facts have failed you. Your facts have blinded you. They are working with them.
Just to be clear, what he just said is that the Knights of Ren are known for stealing artifacts from other people, is the thing. 1 second, I have to look at something, sorry.
I would also like to get a word in before we leave.
Okay. So he says this is a Vala weapon. ancient and powerful, nomadic people, much like ourselves. We've even, the Miraloka have even entertained embassies for them once or twice. So what is your last question?
So, obviously, you know of us, the Azure Sparrows, and we have a bit of a reputation. I mean, I think you've heard of it a little, and we had trouble with the so-called biker gang. And do you really think that if we had trouble with them, they would be so stupid to come after an entire planet? I mean, they obviously think they can take you guys, and they obviously have the intelligence to know that they might be able to do it. So why do you think that they're not capable?
Simply put, we would mobilize our armed forces against them.
Yeah, they know that. They factored that in when they decided to attack you.
They have. We will worry about that when it happens, not before it does.
They're worrying about it right now.
The entire reason I'm here is to prevent that so I can get what I want. They're trying to get their own army. I just want to find out where it is, smash it, and get what I want. So, just
The
fucking
council will make its decision. We ask
make it already.
then please leave and allow us to have our discussions. You have freedom to roam the grounds of the Institute.
All right, this is.
You are all escorted out of the council chamber.
And now you see why I decided to leave and wander.
Better to
Yes,
be a
decided
secret.
did that for 6 whole years.
With all due respect, Veclin, those guys are assholes.
And we're aware.
So do you guys go find Veclin, or what do you guys do around the Institute as
All right, this might be a terrible idea, and stop me if it is. But what if? I mean, maybe they'd be able to sense him, but could Steve eavesdrop on their council and relay it to us?
No,
Boy,
because they could see Steve.
that's true.
Okay.
You can kind of see it.
Can they see droids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to be specific by how the power works, they can only see the droid if it is both visible, if it's visible, or if it's within 30 feet and is visible.
These guys are a little stronger than that. I'm just gonna say.
They get extra bonuses.
Yeah,
So,
I have
a lot of-
homebrewed the Mira Luca a
60
little
feet.
bit, so like for example, even Veclin can see much farther than the base trait says at this point. I did this to make them a little more viable in certain circumstances, but these guys are very powerful. There's not a good chance you'd be able to eavesdrop on them.
All right, no.
So, anybody want to do anything around the Institute?
I don't think any of us can see. What are we gonna do?
You can. They will provide lanterns for all of you, as well as dark vision gear.
Well, you said even with dark vision, it didn't help.
Yeah, that's why they gave you the lanterns. They also do have interior lighting for when visitors are around, but it always takes them a minute to find the light switch, and it's always got cobwebs on it.
It's got cobwebs from like the last 1,000 years.
Actually, mostly it's for the Alpharedians who can see, but they have very bad eyesight. And also Chandra Fan can see, and Anzati. Look, there is enough through traffic from species who have eyes that, especially here at the Institute, that they have made accommodations to make it viable for the people who can't see. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Plus, they're just nice, and they will provide lanterns with a good wide range of sight for anybody who travels outside of the grounds. These are Alpharedian lanterns that give off a blue light. So, I believe, Isaac, you had stuff you wanted to check out in their libraries and stuff.
I wanted to check stuff out in the library.
Yeah, you wanted to see if they had information on Varro.
I thought the deal was that the sister finds Varro and we deal with the fucking.
Nobody
carbonite.
ever made a deal with her.
Well, that's the deal Veclin told me.
Needs to come talk to me, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
sure.
find
Well,
Veclin.
Yeah, you
Well,
guys,
talk to him and
you all
ask you
catch
about
up
your
with
sister.
Veclin. Veclin is still talking with Veclin and sister is still there talking with him, talking about the time that they've missed, and when you guys enter those room, and she immediately says, "Are these all the hot boys you were telling me about?"
Hey, yo.
Ooh la la la.
You know for a fact, Mariah, I never said such a thing.
No. I very clearly remember you saying, "I am traveling with a pack of hot men." She looks over at Ethan and says, "Jeez, good lord. What the hell is going on with that one?"
Veclin, you think
Yep.
I'm hot?
She
Hemville blushes.
is a manipulator. You should be careful of her.
I don't think you've ever dealt with siblings before, Semful.
Oh, manipulator, huh?
I have. Nice to meet you. I'm Izu. He holds his hand out.
She says, "Nice to meet you too, Ethan."
Manipulator? I barely know her.
So, are these your friends? Real talk, are these your friends, Veclin?
Yes, these are the people I travel with and people I've told you about for the last 30 minutes.
And the council, I
My
presume,
name's
is
Jinsalvo.
Jin Salva. He warned me about you.
Yep, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Oh my
I'm never
gosh.
going to speak your name again.
That's so lame.
At any rate,
And Jin thinks he's cool, so that's all that matters.
Lynn.
what are your friends all doing? Did you all speak with the council?
We did.
Oh, the teenage dirtbags? Yeah.
I'm sure that went very well. Some of them are very understanding about everything.
That is a understatement.
It is what you would call sarcasm.
You are learning.
Well,
Veclin,
Yes.
those guys are assholes.
And now you know why I took my my studies abroad, as you could say.
Took a very long sabbatical, 6 years.
Well,
and she says, "So what did you tell them about my brother? Is he screwed?"
That he's the best damn Maraluka I've ever met, because mainly he's the only one.
I said the worst thing you did was cut off a drug dealer Mandalorian's head.
this is true.
I told them you were a dirtbag.
Worst, and Mariah speaks up and says, "The worst thing I've ever did was when there was a mouse coming out. It came out of a crack in a doorway. I panicked and stomped on it, and it freaked me out."
You
It's
got
a
it.
shame. You should have cooked it.
Wow.
Should have cooked it.
What? It's good protein.
I think the worst thing I've ever done is when I put a thermal detonator in that one Zygerian's mouth.
And it's just real quiet in the room.
And,
Anyways.
I think mine was the recent thing of like melting that lady's face off.
Yeah, probably. Anyways,
I've
you maybe wanna.
eviscerated.
I mean, maybe Mariah. Yeah, these are the people I have hung out with.
really?
They're a colorful bunch. Yep.
And you did say that one of them was looking for some information.
That would be
Yeah.
that one.
Is this the info gathering sister you got, Veclin?
She's the smartest woman I know. Well, smartest person to be honest.
The way Veclin spun it, we help deal with the Carbonite army bullshit. And you help me track down the planet Varl.
I'll help you find the planet Varl just because you asked. I can get that information. I believe I've heard of this planet. You could probably find this information relatively easily in the archives.
Be surprised if you could. homeworld. They keep that secret locked up tight.
Oh,
Ah,
can I join you in the archives? That sounds fun.
you may.
Eeh.
She says, come along, you two. And she says, Veclin, you stay here and do not get into trouble.
It's
I'll
already
catch
too
up in a
late for
sec.
that.
Okay. Well, and Veclin, in case something happens, he pulls out and gives him a small round object.
Oh my god.
I just put it in my pocket.
A
That's
boomba for emergencies.
It's an orange. You got to keep your blood sugar up.
Oh my god, I have a diabetic brother, so it's like...
That's true. You ever start seeing me getting like really like angry and spacey? Yeah, just give me some orange juice. I'll be
Oh
fine.
yeah, that's right. I still have Jorgen fruit on me.
I mean, we're
You
still
should not.
spacey.
That would all be rotten. Take that out of your
No.
inventory right now, sir.
We're all spacey. It's Star
What
Wars.
if I want to keep
Yeah.
it?
But what
Easy
if I
choices
want
are
rotting
easy
fruit
choices.
with me at all times?
Yeah, you never know when you'll need it for a rainy day.
So,
You probably should just put it inside of like a container and let it ferment out. It could be useful.
Right.
I'm gonna ask her, kind of privately. Hey, have you ever heard of someone named Ezra Bridger?
she says no.
Could you look into that?
No, I will. I'll look it up.
Okay.
I would appreciate that, Mariah. It's part of that the group I told you about.
Your last name's not Carrie by any chance, is
No.
Have you ever noticed that I never told you my last name either?
it?
I thought
Do
that
you
was
have
just your
last
first name.
names?
No.
Not really. Some people.
I
Family
noticed that
name.
earlier. I'm pretty sure only 2 people in this fucking party are both part of races that even have last names.
But none of the Mariluka have what you would consider a last name.
Yeah.
We do have a number on this card we get when we're born that it indicates family units.
Identification. That's where it starts.
It's the boring part.
And
What was that?
apparently, every time you buy a speeder, you have to give them this fucking number for some reason. At any rate,
Yeah.
she takes the 2 of you off, and that leaves Semphil, Veclin, and Jin alone in the hanging out, and just standing there awkwardly.
Don't forget Reeve.
Reeve is not is on the ship. She was not.
I thought Reeve came down.
That's true.
And that's who they said was the dark one.
It's true. So if they would have brought her to, Reeve just says, "I need to get the fuck off this planet. You need to get me off this planet, Veclin. They keep staring at me."
Well, I can't leave, and the reason is because they actually can see into you, and they can see right through you.
What can they see? What do they see?
They can see
Calm down there, Carolina Reaper. Jeez.
They can see that you're very angry, and you dwell on that because it gives you strength. But honestly, you're just scared. That's all.
You bitch.
Izu offers her a Twinkie.
She eats the Twinkie. So, Isaac. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask Veclin if he knows if there's. Well, I mean, like, do you guys have any soup races here?
Are you asking if they participate in a sport that
Jin, they
relies
can't see.
on sight
Hey, they.
by both the participants and the viewer? Yeah, the mirror loop would like to get around a TV screen that just makes this sound for 2 hours.
Maybe after the swoop race, we can go see an art gallery.
There are art galleries, okay, for the media literate.
There are. There's also a Jedi and a Sith temple here too. You can go see, but no swoop races.
Ooh.
There's the Sith Temple is just is a museum. There's a museum, I believe. Is what
Yeah.
happened. And the Jedi Temple, Jay keeps trying to break into.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay's running amok.
Yeah, I'll inform them the situation. I may have sent Jay here, and he's trying to get into the Jedi Temple Museum, and they just won't let him, and he's very upset.
But he's
Yes.
also like opened a Jedi dojo in town in like a strip mall. And he-
Jedi Dojo the strip. I could imagine he fucking he sells like
Jedi
lightsaber
guy.
versions of like those extreme ninja toys you would see in the mall.
he's like, hey, do you want to be a Jedi? Come on down to Jay's dojo. We're gonna teach you lightsabers. We're gonna teach you, and it's just that on the radio during his commercial.
It's just karate. It's just like karate.
It's turned it into like a really shitty karate dojo.
So it's Jedi Kai.
Yes.
We should go to the Sith temple and then finish
We should
Jin
go to the
full
Jedi
transformation into a Sith.
Don't touch the exhibits. They sometimes absorb your soul and you fall into a bunch of ash on the ground. Just stay
There
away.
should be some safeguards against that.
There are.
Yeah.
Everything
it
in the
is,
temple
it
is a replica. Everything on display is actually a replica.
Well, you're not supposed to say that, Eric. What I will say is that the safeguard is common sense. We just leave the ashes where they lay. So
The janitors fucking hate us.
I will say that you guys, just for flavor purposes, to make it quick, you do go on a brief tour of the Jedi and the Sith temples, which they're a little bit off campus, but they allow you to do this. And they're not that far, and you do get a tour. So everybody roll a luck check.
Everybody.
Yeah, no, not everybody. Just Jen, Vecklin, and Septo. Roll luck checks. Oh my god.
Wow, look at you.
Vecklin, you go around the corner and you see the guy putting the fake ashes on the ground. Where they put it in front of one of the artifacts to scare tourists.
Yeah.
I turn around and go, "Come here, Jen."
Come here, Jen.
And the guy, he's like, he gives you a thumbs up and he runs away before Jen gets around the corner.
Oh my god.
Gaslighting.
And I just go, well, what's the thing on display?
Oh, it's like a Sith it's like a diamond-shaped Sith holocron. So it's like two pyramids on top of each other.
Okay.
And it's got like
See
a...
that? I point to the thing. You see that? As I'm just looking off into the distance, but I do see that. Do you see these? Now look on the ground next to it.
Oh.
Careful.
Yeah,
That's
he
his
didn't listen
reaction.
to the rules.
Yeah.
I tried it. Can I sense if that thing is real or not?
Phil just like smells.
it feels real. I will say, even with the cursory force check, it definitely feels powerful in the force.
Oh, so it
The
literally
something
feels
just came up. I
real?
have to leave, but you guys can keep going without me. Just let me know what happens.
Hey, I will say, if you can just send me a message for anything you're looking for in the archive, and I'll be sure to roleplay that with you at the beginning of the next session. Okay, so don't worry
Just
about it.
general, like seeing what the heck there is here type thing. But anyway,
Ooh, I will I
okay.
will write down what you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
appreciate it. Cool. Take care.
Bye, Izu.
Goodbye.
Can I smell the pile?
His other, I'm just gonna comment that his other glass table broke somewhere.
Can I smell the pile with my
Got a replacement.
my
Died.
amazing
Phil wants to
Rhodian
s-
smell?
What was that with your
Some
amazing Rhodian smell?
ash.
He wants this.
Oh, you want roll a nature check?
Can I do a perception?
Yeah, roll a perception
Or
check.
can I just get advantage? Because
Yeah, you're gonna
of
get
my-
advantage because your Rhodian smell with either of these checks.
Okay. Well, my perception's better than my nature.
Okay. I'll let you roll both too. Since this is just a brief role playing thing.
Oops. I accidentally rolled twice. Oh, that's not very good.
And now roll in nature. It's like,
Oh.
oh yeah, this is burnt. It's clearly like a bunch of burned up orange peels. But it's like,
Gotta keep your blood sugar up, man.
As he's smelling it, I use a force push pull to like get a good gust of wind under the ashes so they swirl around him for a moment.
It's cursed orange peels. We gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
Can I do an insight check?
roll an
I mean,
insight
that's-
check. Roll it.
I
No,
mean-
roll both a lore check and an insight check. Roll a lore check with
Lore.
disadvantage.
Where's the Lord? There we go.
Okay, one time in elementary school, somebody told you that Chadrafan, the other species you heard that lives on this planet, smell like oranges when they die. So it's not a very accurate, it's a very much a failed lore check, but so you get wrong information, and there's like a moment of weird panic here. So, anyways, you guys continue taking the tours of these new the Jedi and Sith temples, which are just like a duo museums. But the Jedi Temple was a real Jedi Temple at one point. It was very early in Miraluka history, but not very early in Jedi history, if that makes sense. So, Isaac, you are being led down. You are being led down to the archives, and you see this giant, massive library filled to the brim with paper books, there's display cases, there's all sorts of archival information here. And this is just old stuff, Isaac. And she says, we will go over to the hut section.
Please do.
So you, what species are you, if I may ask?
Gank.
Thought so. You look it. You know, the Gank did not always have 4 eyes. That was a modification that was added about 5,000 years ago by the Hutts. It's quite interesting, really.
Yeah.
You know, your species has quite a curious history with the Hutts. You appeared very suddenly after the Hutts colonized Nal Hutta. You appeared on Nar Shaddaa. But there's always one curiosity in your species' creation that I've always found interesting. Or rather, your species' appearance. You appeared first on Nar Shaddaa, roughly the same time the Evil Kai were relocated from Nal Hutta's surface to Nar Shaddaa. Isn't that funny?
Spare me the history lesson.
That's why you're here, isn't it?
I'm just trying to find Varl.
Why are you trying to find Varl?
Business.
Business. That's a dangerous world. You know that, right? She goes over to an old dusty tome, and she says, and she holds up this tome, and she says, early history of the Hutts. She's flicking through the pages, and you see a picture of a man with a helmet, with a skull helmet face, leading some kind of war against the Hutts early in history. And she says, even further back than Zim the Despot's crusades, I believe, is where we have to go. And she brings up a history of Varl. And she says, Varl, the home world of the Hutts. The world where they were born. Long ago, the Hutts, she says, And you can see that she is reading, she's reading a book, a normal book, somehow. She doesn't, like, read it. She doesn't read it like a normal person, though. She's just kind of holding it and flipping the pages. She says, in case you're wondering how I'm reading, I took a media literacy course because I'm not an imbecile. The Hutt homeworld of Vavaro is in the mid-rim in the Ardos system. Previously, Ardos and Evona had two sons. The system had two suns, Ardos and Evona. The planet was destroyed 15,000 years ago when one of its stars went supernova. Plain and simple. The destruction was not literal. Its surface was destroyed when the sun went supernova. So the planet still exists, and the solar system was knocked out of its location significantly. So there's very few records of where it is now.
So you got nothing?
I didn't say that. I said there were very few. Excuse me. Look, I'm smart as hell. Okay? You fucking sass me.
Oh my god.
As she says something, you gank.
She says, we're going over to this section now. Okay? See if your fat little legs can keep up.
Oh my god.
Why do people keep calling me fat?
He's also got speed like
Built like a fucking brick house.
Oh,
Why
guess
is
what?
he calling me
Brick
fat?
house.
That's the funniest thing that Isith could have possibly had in his brain. Like,
Here's the thing. She's
I
gonna
keep
say.
getting called.
Sorry.
I keep getting called fat when I'm literally built like a fucking brick house.
Well, guess how much a brick house weighs? A lot.
a lot.
There's a difference between muscle and fat.
Oh, he's gonna cry. Don't make the.
Is there, though?
Cry. Oh,
Yeah, yes,
Oh.
actually.
Absolutely, there is.
no, there's no reason.
Oh, and she just shakes her head and says, she pulls out a book and says, here we go. The Rabbit history of the rabbit species. This is, I think, the best lead you've got. The rabbits claim to have been from the homeworld of the Hutts and had a fierce rivalry with the species. The Hutts completely deny everything. In this book, I have a location of where they claim their homeworld, of where, long ago, one of them claimed their homeworld was. Do you want it?
It would be very much appreciated.
Say something nice about me.
I don't know.
Oh.
Say,
I don't
you are
think- I
very
don't think-
smart. Say you're very smart, and
I don't think even Becklin can read like written.
Oh, you guys have taken a media literacy course still? He hasn't taken a two-dimensional literacy course? How about hologram literacy? How's he doing on that?
He reads those.
Okay, at least he's got that done.
I've never seen him read something that was like written down.
Flat surface literacy is a little bit difficult, I will admit. At any rate, she opens up the book and she says, and she writes some things down. She says, here you go. These are the coordinates from a 3,000-year-old book. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Why are you doing that through your teeth?
The most aggravating thing to listen to.
Be nice, Isaac.
Having a hard time being nice. My business on that planet is to wipe out a species.
Good luck destroying a planet with no atmosphere. I mean, this planet, the best you could do is usually wipe out the surface of a planet, and that's already kind of done.
Whatever gets me closer to the Hutts.
Hey, hon, you got issues. Okay?
I got 150 more years to deal with them.
I think she kind of has issues as well.
No, she's a sass. She's just a bubble of sass.
The other reason I decided to leave and not come back for 6 years.
Getting sassed by your younger sister.
So you have so many reasons not to come back. Why'd you come back at all?
But if you'll notice, she's at least very different from the more dry rest of the population, which I'm doing very much on purpose, because I'm going to tell you this. What my thought process is she's also very tired of everybody here.
Are there any more Lucas that are just like chill? I guess Veklin's pretty chill.
So Veklin, on the way back to your quarters after the tour, you pass by the Enzati embassy, and you see that there's an Enzati standing out by the gates of the embassy, and they stare at you really intensely. They're kind of just like giving that little bit of a force ping, you know? It's like, you can tell he's trying to get your attention.
I stop and I go. I look to both you guys and I go, keep your guard up.
I'm really sorry. I have to go like right now. Yeah, I just figured that. I'm sorry. I have to go like right now.
Oh my god! His glass table broke too.
Oh god! Stop buying glass tables. Just get wood.
Weird about all our friends tonight.
We're down to 3, so we're just gonna go for 10 or 15 more minutes. Wrap up some things here. I know exactly the cliffhanger I want to end it on this session. So,
Simfel, keep your guard up. And I'll walk.
I was trying to think of something funny for so long, but I couldn't.
I'll walk up to them. Hello.
And you hear in your mind, hello. And he says that with his mouth too. He's both speaking in your head and with his voice and in your mind at the same time. So it kind of gives an unpleasant like echo.
That's okay. I can do the same thing. And I'll do the same. I'll do the same thing.
Well, what?
This is so random, but can you send me the name of the song? It's so beautiful.
I don't have the names of any of these songs.
No,
I just have a giant video. It's called "There Is the Force." I've been using it since we all met. Here, it might be in the description or something.
Okay, thank you for the link at the very least.
Did you search around for the timestamp, maybe?
I was gonna say, what time is it?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
No, it's being played by a bot.
Yeah, the bot does the thing.
It's music from Star Wars: The Old Republic. I need to get another playlist. I've been using this for so long. So he's just staring at you.
What do you need?
He says, "I'm aware of your situation."
Oh. And what do you have to say about it?
They're worried about you taking revenge on the Knights of Ren.
And how do you know this?
Well, word gets around. Zyra talks a lot. Doorbell is also a little bit chatty.
What are you proposing?
Nothing. I want to give you the Anzati perspective. Revenge, the moral prerogative against revenge, and the supposition that it causes anguish is built upon uneven power dynamics in medieval literature, in which people decided that the best way to prevent uprisings and retribution and punitive action for their atrocities committed against people was to essentially dissuade them from taking revenge against them. In other words, political leaders and aristocrats would say revenge is bad because they knew punishment against them would eventually be enacted for their crimes against the lower classes. This still resonates in many moral and ethical codes to this day, to the point where people believe any punitive action for their crimes will somehow corrupt their spirit.
What about redemption?
Redemption is good, but people have to choose redemption.
And then that's what I'm doing. Because I know what I've done, I guess. Revenge, redemption. They all get mixed together.
The point is, you are not, from the Anxiety perspective, you are not on the wrong path. For what it is worth. He gets uncomfortably close to you.
Do I see any movement in his face?
No, you don't see any movement in his weird cheeks.
Yeah. I'm just... Good day, Anzat.
You have a good day too, Mira Luca.
I
love this relationship I've built up between the Anzat and the Mira Luca.
As we're walking away, Senfil, do you know what an Anzat is?
I have no idea.
He got real close to me in his face. Did you see a weird slit in his cheeks?
As a matter of fact, you did what have.
Those...
I did. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you did see them.
All right, I'll pass that on.
They are a species that has been known that can sense people through the Force, people powerful in the Force. And out from those slits come long tendrils that go up the nose of a victim and it eats their brain. They are basically vampires, I suppose, from a old story. Be very
God.
Be very wary of them. Their mind tricks can turn someone into what they would call soup. I don't know why our people have an embassy of them here.
That's awful. I don't know why your people have an embassy either.
But I'm kind of on trial right now, so I guess I probably don't have any place to accuse anyone now, do I? But anyways, yeah, if you see one of those guys, big slits in their face, big bulbous nose, yeah, just don't turn your back necessarily. You're clever. You're just be careful with them.
Do you think that it would be like it's like one of those things that's like cool in the moment, but then after you're like, come on, man? Or do you think it sucks in the moment too?
For them?
No, for me.
Like what they're gonna do to you?
Yeah.
No, you'll die. They'll kill you.
Yeah, after.
After? There is no after. That's it.
Is it like a good rush though?
Oh no, it's very painful.
It goes up your nose. It breaks. And you're a Rhodian, so I'm sure it's even more interesting. There's a lot more to go through. I mean, they have to go all the way up your nose, and they break through the back of your skull, and they go fishing around, and they scoop all of your brain out. If you leave them around long enough, they will consume your entire insides. Oh, and they prefer to speak only into people's heads. They don't actually like talking. I know this makes you sound racist against all these people, but they are a known enemy to us.
All right, well that's good to know.
Next stage in evolution, de-evolve the nose.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
the eyes then.
After a while, you are called back to the council. Let's call it 2 days. I just have to write that down somewhere.
You're always tracking the days.
You know what? Not 2 days. 1 day. The next day, you're called back to the Lucasine Council.
Does everyone else get to come with me?
Yes.
Okay. In between there, could I have asked Mariah?
Yeah.
Do you know where you found the army?
Yes.
Where?
I can't tell you that.
here.
Also, it has been 103 days since we all met.
Neat.
She says, I'm sorry.
I understand.
I just...
Wish me luck in there, sister. I'll walk away.
What a harsh moment. It's like, she loves you, cares about you, but she just can't tell you because of the council. So...
I know. It's real emotions.
Real emotions.
I would cry, but
You don't have eyes. Well, they do...
Look at tear glands and you could just fill your, like...
Here's the fact. They've been shown... Mir and Luca have been shown crying. And that same Mir and Luca's been shown without eyeballs, so...
Yeah,
The tear duct is a separate thing from the eyeball.
So like, there's just a hole in his eyes.
They can literally just fill up their sockets with water, and they just fucking.
This
take
is
the
why
blindfold off,
Mir and
dump it out.
Luca don't like to sleep on their back because they can just fill with their little eye divots can just fill with liquid.
Their eye sockets get trench foot. It's really bad.
Oh my god!
It's real bad. It's real bad.
Nobody really likes to mention how Veclin is always sleeping on his stomach.
Yeah, that's probably why he snores.
No, that's why I don't sleep on my back, because I kept getting slapped in the middle of the night by a sniper rifle telling me I'm snoring.
So, the council calls you in.
Phil's pointing a gun at you. Stop snoring. I need my sleep.
No, you just take the rifle and you roll me over with it. Leverage.
It's also what I hug to go to sleep at night.
Oh man, it's whatever.
So, the council, they call you in. They call everybody in. You are put before them.
Mm-hmm.
The council has made its decision. This is Dofflin speaking.
Yeah.
There will be no punitive action taken towards you for your failure in your mission. There will be punitive action taken for your actions afterwards. You are no longer a seeker for the Lucasine, but you are not. Your membership in general is not revoked. You will be allowed to move about the city freely. No further actions will be taken against you.
And what of my information that I have brought you?
We will act on it accordingly. We will fortify our defenses. And the Planetary Council has been called. They are deciding right now how to mobilize and protect ourselves. As well, our allies, our extrasolar allies, have been informed on the situation, and they will provide help if needed.
I really hope you have over 20 billion men and women that will defend this place.
For that matter, the hold on the information that you have requested has been released. You will be free to act on it as you see fit.
Thank you.
There's one last thing. He steps out from his seat. He approaches you. And he has your lightsaber all wrapped up in a little parcel, and he hands it back to you.
Surprised you gave it back.
It is yours. Personal. I want to say something personal.
Oh.
Declan,
Yes.
don't make me regret this decision. I was the tie-breaking vote.
When I come back, I'll either come back making sure our people are safe, or you'll never see me again. and you can assume that I didn't make it.
If you didn't make it, I will be the first one to follow in your footsteps and stop this.
Thank you, wise one.
No, not wise. Just doing the right thing.
And just hope I find redemption out there for what I have done.
You've already found it as far as the council is concerned.
We'll see how it ends.
I suppose we will.
May the force be with you all.
Weird words to hear in these council chambers, but may the force be with you, Vecna, for what it's worth. And you don't see it, but Doorbell, he speaks to Dothlin. He says that one follows in the footsteps of our Jedi ancestors. And Dothlin says, perhaps not such a bad thing. And
Yes.
you are released, and your sister's there to greet you. And she says, so what did they decide?
I am no longer a seeker.
Is that
And
it?
but nothing else will happen to me. And all the information that is being held can be given to me.
She passes you something.
Okay.
The information you're looking for is on this data drive. Everything I know about the Carbonite Army, everything I was able to find.
All right. Did you help Isaac? Did you get what you needed?
Yeah, I got a lead.
Okay.
She says, and before you leave, there's one more thing she says to you. And she says this totally mentally.
Yeah.
The Carbonite information on the Carbonite Army.
Yeah.
Who's crying?
Yeah. No one's crying.
That's Isaac. He's suddenly on the receiving end of being excluded from a psychic conversation.
She
So
says,
this is how it feels.
a lot of that information the Anzati brought to me.
Good to know. I
It's-
give her a big hug.
And out loud she says, I'm sorry I didn't give it to you.
I know. I understand. I was just frustrated. Make sure you keep this information too. And before, well, how's Mom and Dad doing?
You're not going to like this. Oh, no. This is bad information. This is bad. She looks over to Isaac and Semfel and everybody else and she says, help! I don't want to answer this question. Save me.
Hey,
What?
what happened?
Oh, no. This is too awkward.
You need to tell me.
I don't know what to do.
I don't want to tell him. Don't let me do this.
I put my hand on her shoulder. What happened?
Mom's pregnant.
It's the opposite of what I thought was gonna happen.
Oh! Oh.
It's a very uncomfortable news, I know. This is what they call, oops, thought I couldn't get pregnant anymore.
No.
What do you mean, oh no?
Congratulations, Veclin.
She's 54, which is 10 years younger than our father. No, she's not 54. She would be in her 60s, which are somewhere in her mid-60s. She's 64. She's 10 years younger than our father.
On the back.
No, I feel bad because they're old. God, it's so rough.
They're old, but at least we're not human. It's like it would be weirder if you guys were human.
Yeah, I mean,
This is like having a baby in your early 50s, late 40s for Amira Luca. But it's still like, oh god.
yeah. Okay, I should probably go there and just for a little bit, just go say hi. I kind of don't want to know. That's like terrifying.
She's like, yeah, it is. It's really weird.
How do you start that conversation?
It's like,
Oh,
Mom, what the fuck? Why weren't you on birth control? It's like, and she says, I didn't think I could pregnant anymore. And it's like, why did you think that couldn't happen?
the force moves in mysterious ways, I suppose.
No, old people move in mysterious ways.
Do not fucking say old people move in mysterious ways.
That's really true. Dad's just like he's like retired and he barely can even go up and down the winery now. Like, jeez,
He's
like,
doing
how is
fine after the knee surgery.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
This is the cliffhanger you wanted.
She says, "Oh no." She says, "Oh no." She's like, "I just realized the knee surgery might be the reason why this all happened."
Oh no.
This is the cliffhanger you wanted, Dia?
No, it's not.
Oh shit.
I still kind of feel like we should find a way to prove that the Knights of Ren are a threat.
They believe him now, but
Oh, do they?
there's just not a lot they can do at this moment other than mobilizing their armies, making sure they're ready as they can be.
Hmm.
They don't have a navy. They're not gonna like go out and fight.
They have 3 dreadnoughts.
Yeah, they don't have much.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, for flavor purposes, you do stop by home and you see
That's fine. Yeah.
your mother is like, you guys all have a nice big dinner with with his mother and his father. His father is much older than his mother. There's a bit of an age gap there. It's a little bit awkward, but she's a little bit crusty too. But like I said, Mira Luca in my version of this lived to be about 160 years old. So this is weird, but not super weird.
Yeah. Still old.
It's still old, but it's like, she's like, and she's having a hard time of it, and she's like, ah.
The worst
like,
part is, Mom, she can't partake in the good wine we make. You know.
Oh yeah, and you all get a bottle, and before you all leave, I'm just gonna say, Veclin's father says, okay, everybody take one of these bottles of wine. It's made out of deathberry and dreadwillow. You put the dreadwillow extract into the deathberry, and it helps it ferment.
I would like to, as someone who spent 8 years as a farmer, make a nature check. What kind of flavor is this gonna have?
It is like, this is positively heavenly. This is like a blue raspberry wine. It tastes like the slushy from the 7-Eleven, but highly alcoholic.
What's slushy from a 7-Eleven?
That does not sound appealing.
It is like,
but it's very refined. It's different.
It's a refined slushy.
Yeah, it's a refined.
It's a very high class slushy.
Yeah, because it's dark. It's really dark blue, and it's got this like very, very soft.
Yeah,
but sweet
instead of a
taste.
dark red, they want a dark blue.
Yeah,
it's called the Sins of Darkness. In which I will just say, Veclin's father is like, I love the name. Shut up. Sins of Darkness is a great wine. And it's delicious. So, I will conclude this session on the cliffhanger when Central loops back. So it's going to be a very brief cliffhanger.
I honestly thought you were gonna say Mom's pregnant and you were gonna end it. I was like, what the fuck?
No, there's a different cliffhanger I want to do. Is Luke there? Oh no, his glass table broke.
Oh no!
Every time somebody leaves from now on, it's because, in my mind, it's because somebody's glass table broke, which is so horrific. Literally, when I think, I'm getting traumatized saying the sentence, if I'm being honest. Oh no, I don't know if he's coming back. Man, I'm actually worried about him now. I might have to call it because he's gone, because we're down to 2. All of my players abandoned me during this game.
Oh
Hey,
no.
we're here.
That means this is. I'm going to tell you all a secret then. That's going to be why you're the 2 I save when I had this game inevitably crashes and burns. I bring you over to another game.
Oh, nice. Privileges.
Ah.
Look, every time a game crashes and burns, there's always those 1 player or 1 or 2 players you try to bring into another game, and then somehow they have an entirely different personality the next game, and you end up hating them.
Oh,
And you wonder.
I can't wait to disappoint you.
Disappointed! Anyways, I'm making...
What you making?
I'm making Wojak meme. Because of course I am. What other type of meme would I make?
I don't know what that means.
You know the fucking, the crudely drawn, like, white faces?
Okay.
Those are called Wojaks.
Okay, he's back. So, the ship takes off from Alferides. You get the information, and I'm not going to give you the information yet because I've narrowed it down to a small list of planets that it's going to be on. But I still have to make a rough choice there.
Okay.
Uh,
I have in this envelope.
So, you guys spin through go off the planet. You head into space, and you make your way to Hoth. It takes about a day and a half to get to Hoth because of hyperlane fast travel.
Yeah.
You get to Hoth. You land. You find the coordinates that you were given by Jin. You land the ship, and there's a small settlement on the surface of Hoth.
Does it need our help?
No. It doesn't seem to need your help. You are hailed by the settlement. Hello, please land on this landing platform on the south side of town, please. Thank you.
Okay.
And as soon as you land on the surface, you see that this is a super clean landing platform. And this is a nice little town. There's roads, there's smoke coming from chimneys. And when you get to the landing platform, you see somebody greets you. And there's this giant white-furred creature with four eyes, 2 big arms, long claws. He's wearing a pair of blue jeans and a flannel shirt.
Wait, I know this species.
He says,
Fuck,
"Oh, hey, welcome to Hoth. How you doing?
oh, he's the fucking Canadian! Ugh! We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out.
Welcome to our little town here on Hoth. Oh, God, I can't believe we got so many tourists coming here today. Going to be quite a wonderful time here on Hoth, ain't it?"
Let me out.
And that's where we're going to end the session.
Let me out.
Oh no.
You just land on Hoth and you're just greeted by this giant Canadian Yeti.
Are you muted, Luke, or something? Are you not there?
I feel like
I
Luke...
was muted. I said, guys, I'm being bullied.
Oi, what's being bullied about this accent, eh? Welcome to Hoth. It's going to be quite a wonderful time here on this planet.
You know, Eric, that's not very nice. You know, I don't know about you anymore.
Here's the. That's how we're gonna wrap up this session tonight. Was going to Hoth and realizing there's this little Canadian settlement on Hoth. But I'm gonna tell you all something. I use Canadian accents for my dwarves and D&D for my hill dwarfs specifically, and they're also completely Hispanic in culture. There's inspired by Latin American cultures. I've said that, not completely Hispanic. So. You see this person with this one of those Peruvian ponchos approach. It's a dwarf. He's like, "Hey, everybody, what's up? How's it going? Quite wonderful here on Dwarfville, isn't it?"
Man, that's funny.
I love it. I love dwarves with Canadian accents. It's like few things break players as much as my dwarves with Canadian accents.
I can't believe you. Oh, you knew too. This is malicious.
I know. Oh, wait till you guys see the rest of Hoth. By the way, I'm just a spoiler for the three of you. Hoth is going to have pod racing.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to send you each an image of the Hoth pod racing scene, and you can't tell Jen's player what's going on. You're each going to get this secret image sent into DM, and you have to promise to keep it secret.
Okay.
I've been sent an okay.
1 second, I have to
Is this the joke? You're just sending okay?
1 second.
Canadians don't really talk like.
I know, that's why it's funny.
Guys, Canadians
Maybe
don't
some do. I
real.
don't know.
You know that Canadian I know, Luke, I told you about? She talks Canadian.
Okay, maybe there's some. I don't
So
know.
you're all
When
getting
I
an
lived out
image.
West, I thought that the people out east spoke like that, and now that I live out east,
Oh my god. What in
I'm suddenly
oh
interested.
my god, I love that.
Yeah, don't worry. I will not even if I straight up said, yeah, there's pod racing. He would get it in his mind what pod racing is, and then he would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, you're gonna take you. Oh, you want to go down to the pod racing track? We got quite a number of nice pods down there. It's quite a fan pastime here in Hoth.
Should I be offended?
Look, it's gonna get. Here's the thing: the more you guys are gonna learn about Hoth, the more you're all gonna get like confused if you should be offended or. Because I'm channeling both my best Wisconsin and my Canadian. I'm Wisconsin, Canadian, Midwestern. I'm also channeling some of my Midwesterner experiences. I want to make Hoth a fun time for everybody. Okay?
I think he's
Almost
just
the
trying to
same
be
accent.
mean to us, Luke. This isn't very nice at
You're mean.
all.
I'm also going to do a bit of a Minnesota in there. Just get
It's
a.
all the same accent.
Just-
I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, we're real proud of our cheese here on Hoth.
Eric's just bullying us because
Yeah.
he's separated by a fucking lake, and now apparently he doesn't sound like us because he's separated by Lake.
So that's where we're
Michigan.
going to end this session tonight with you guys having wrapped up your stuff on Alfarides. To an extent, there's definitely going to be more trips to Alfarides with more awkwardness, but I think that was a good place to end it tonight.
Yeah. Speaking of ending, I'm almost done with the Wojak meme.
Oh no, I'm terrified of that. Stop stream.